Trying to watch it.
Howdy. Howdy. Can you hear me?
Not sure, actually. Does it not just have a little
Are
mute
we
button?
all online?
No, I'm not too sure on that one.
Working? Speak to me,
I'm
Goose.
confused here which one I've done.
Oh, you want to know how to mute yourself?
No, he wants to mute YouTube on his phone and let it play in the background, I think.
Rachel's running late, as usual.
I don't think we'll have a race before this one, guys. We'll end up going straight in. I'm just getting... league race, sprint race. We need league race.
Is it on PC?
He's on mobile, he's on his phone, I think.
On mobile, then you should just be able to push on the screen. Why don't you just turn the volume down on your phone? But if you're listening to or chatting on your phone while watching, you can't do it because it works through the same volume control.
Evening, Gaz. How you doing, mate?
Oh, well, there we go. Nugget of information, bit of knowledge I've learnt there.
So, here we go.
Yeah, Mike.
The final round. Final boss.
Think. I'm getting there, guys. Do bear with me.
What cars are we racing tonight?
Dog sulking because
same as everyone. Porsche 992 2022.
Fucking sausages squeaking behind me.
Thank you.
Classic.
But not quite. It's only a couple of years old.
Yeah, fair play. How did you mute your mic? I don't want to hear you laughing.
Right, so as soon as I come on live, guys, I think we're going to go. It's near enough 7 o'clock, isn't it? There's no point in trying to do a race, is there?
Yeah, Lucas has just checked in on the thing, so he should be on any minute.
Mate, well relaxed, mate. Well relaxed.
And then, who's not in the chat? Grenster, waiting for Grenster.
Yeah, but it's not worth me setting a race up, is there? Because by the time they've all got in the lobby.
Yeah, no, it's best off just waiting.
Oh, can you see
it?
I've got to ask you.
So yeah, Lucas is online and
right,
checked in.
I think I'm sorted there, so I'm just going to sort the YouTube out and I'll be with you guys.
Beautiful.
Poor Rich is sitting there patiently. He keeps refreshing to see the open, bless him.
Oh, dear me.
Right. YouTube. I've got that set up. It's just a click of a button. That's a simple one.
Honestly. I won't say anything about women in the timekeeping, ever. Honest. How's life feeling, Mrs. Saucer Cheek? Still feeling rough?
I think I'm actually on now. Just gone sort. Yeah, it's got up to 7. By the time we sorted it, opened the lobby, we'll be ready.
Not bad for 20 quid though, Gaz.
So should be live. Well, that should be like streaming at the minute. People are watching. 10 people are in already. Good evening, good morning, everybody.
We're just waiting for Rachel to do stuff. Well, I'll probably move the monitor, to be honest, Gaz, more than the camera.
Please switch them, let them know that.
I do apologise for the pause in this, because
I think I'm all sorted now.
she's not live yet. Blimey. She looks shocking, does she? Oh no. Is Ruby card down yet?
Right, I'll just open a lobby. It's not going to be anywhere particular. You can just spin around while we just wait 10 minutes. Instead of just sitting there doing...
Hey, she's up and Rachel is streaming if you need to go to Rachel.
So, controller to use.
Let me mute this.
So is everybody there then, guys?
There we go. Ah. I picked up a bug from somewhere by the looks of it. How did your daily project go anyway, Gaz? Did you get it finished?
Just random seaside, guys, just for you to spin round if you want to go, that is. There won't be a race, it'll just be, and everything's on at the minute. I'll just load the room up then, ready.
Where's the room?
That makes sense.
Where's the room?
Oh,
there it is.
We'll just have a spin, guys, until we get the lobby open. We've still got, is it about 10 minutes?
Yeah, about 10 minutes and then we'll all be ready to go.
Before we go. Let me check a minute. So yeah, just spin round, guys, if you want to have a spin. I'm not going to start a race because it's not worth starting one.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, I can't wait for this.
So before the race, guys, obviously you'll all...
Oh, I won't worry about subs, Gaz. Who cares?
But can you hear Martin and everything clear, guys, before we start?
You know what I mean?
If you can't hear me, you might want to turn your volume down because I would imagine I'm going to get a bit louder soon.
So I'm just going to grab me drink quickly, guys. Bear with me. Both amongst yourselves.
You know this friend and Willie Walker is.
Don't say that yet.
I hope it's not longer. Right. Yes. Not just not Monty. There's a couple of other mods on that list as well. No, please not one.
How are you doing?
We will be soon.
A classic venue. Classic venue.
Oh, that's selling fucking one. We could be Barcelona. Spa. Suzuka. We're all over 25 years old, still classic.
It's great to see the white, black and pink old man Stu back on the track. We've missed you, Stu. this is what I suppose.
Good evening, everybody. Obviously, people who have joined, if they're not in, obviously they won't get booted out, guys.
Don't read the chat down.
I think it's friends only now, so I don't know if there's any unexpected people. Let's have a look.
Yeah, one super actually.
Everybody's right. Can't wait for this. I've got a mad sweat on because I'm not excited. I've just opened the window.
Oh yeah, Lucas needs to be invited to the party chat as well as
Okay.
yeah, no, I've got me massive cup of coffee, I've got a pint of water, then I can make sure my voice doesn't disappear.
Well, Lucas has got to be added in.
What about that one?
Oh, what exciting times to be alive.
It is a league lobby. I've just told him, I think that's Lucas. So hopefully he might leave on his own accord. I don't think he is actually. I'll have to click him. But I have just put it in the chat, or is he just gone there? Oh, Superback's also left, bless him. Bless them. Oh, hi everyone in the chat. I've missed the chat. There's 19 people in already, guys, so it's going to be exciting.
Oh, yes. Anyone who's not in is going to completely miss out because I've got a feeling this race is going to be
Max, what?
commentator's curse. Oh, no.
I'll find it hard to be
This race is going to be
not
terrible.
connected to the internet.
Oh, no.
I just look on Discord, GHGT.
I think the season gets so we're going to be the final race of the season.
You've got 5 minutes to try and be fair.
Turn off and turn it back on solves the most problem.
Yeah, try refreshing, Jade. Obviously, we'll wait.
Yeah, we'll wait. Switch
We'll wait, because obviously we do want you in the finale.
Let's get this switch it seems so obvious, but I spent years working in tech support, and the amount of people who go, oh man, it's silly. 9 times out of 10, people just don't think they could work, turn it off, turn the back on.
Look at Andy, I make in chat, look forward to this, but rooting for Lucas. So I Blink It, I Neil, hi Gwenster, I ain't not saying hi to everybody, hi Old Man Stu, hi Lucas, hi Lucas, hi Dee, hi me, hi, and hi Martin, hi Belly, that's everybody in the chat, and Max1, welcome in. You can't drive in this one at the minute, this is league race only, but you can drive after the league race, which will be about 10:10.
Also as well, just looking a lot of people on the screen, they don't like to like my thoughts for fans watching it hasn't, remember? I think I like what
On my phone, I had to press without internet and it works. I tried turning Wi-Fi off and no. Oh, come on, Jay, can you get in? Be a shame not to have you on board.
I've got to have Jade, like it's the most heated battle here, and Richard are 1 point away from each other going into the final round.
Oh, we definitely need you in.
It's one of the rivalries of the season.
Good evening, Chicken Yoga. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well. Gabe, we'll give you a few minutes. Joe, we can wait a little longer, as long as everyone is okay with that, obviously. I think we will be. There's plenty to be in.
Yeah, it's finally the finale, the last one of the season, so if anything, it'll just build the tension that little bit extra.
Keep trying, Jake. Keep trying. We never start on time anyway.
Nah, it's overrated.
They're expiring in the next 5 minutes. Just a little good around, guys. I'm not putting on to a race because as soon as we can,
Relax. Maybe I'm too relaxed.
we're just hoping for Jay to get in. Right.
If nothing else, hopefully, Jay will be able to tether at first station using my phone, better.
It's not going to be the track for the day. That's going to go.
Definitely not. This track, not only did I not know on cover at all, this track is never be worthy of the season finale. This track is not a track to define the position of the season, so don't worry about that.
I'm a bit mentioned tonight. Is that? Thanks for joining us as well. Likes and stuff, Eddie, put me up to you. Love it. Oh, thank you. Can everybody hear Martin loud and clear, guys? I need you to hear Martin. Can you just confirm you can hear Martin loud and clear?
Yeah, Jade said not got the best signal, so she might be lagging. I mean, being in the race and being lagging, potentially having to drop out is a lot better than just not being in it at all. I think,
Thank you, Barry. Can everybody... Oh, check it. Check. Yes, they will see it.
Mic check. Check 1, 2. Yes, sir.
Good, guys. Can you all hear me through the YouTube?
Can you hear me now?
Tony can, Barry can. Yeah, that's good. As long as you can hear him loud and clear, guys. Obviously, Martin's going to be... You guys are the main drivers, but Martin's the main voice over tonight. I'm going to sit and chill. I love it.
You know, you just said so I think anyone could try and talk through it would be good.
Yeah, you notice that.
I mean, I don't take a breath on the best of days, but this is going to be something else.
Definitely eviction notice tomorrow.
Oh, without a doubt. Might have the officials not going to go right anymore.
Can't hear through headphones. Yeah, no worries, Barry. As long as you've got your headphones on and you can hear Martin. I just have confirmation that it can be aired through YouTube. It's not a problem.
Rachel's like a train announcer.
So, have you got any more Jade for you to... can you actually get in the room and try to join us? Like Martin says, even if you're laggy, it's just brilliant to have you in.
Yeah, and then like I said, if it gets to the point where after however many laps it's
So the thing is, guys, that has always got a subtle central voice like that, you know.
It's better to try and not get anything.
Yeah.
There's some of them. Fucking voice like angle grinders.
But I know, definitely, because down at the that end of the league, it's James GT on 41 points, Richard 1072 on 42 points, and Barry R on 43 points. So between the three of them there, it's going to be the closest battle across the field. But then Old Man Stu and Luke has 62 points, 60 points. Lucas on 56 behind there, and Kobe on 48, Wilson on 53. So basically anywhere from 12th position up until 6th position can all change. So
Yeah, Fox not on, guys. I've just done a random thing so you can have a drive round, Lucas. This isn't the race. This is just why we're trying to get Jade sorted. So don't worry about Fox. It'll definitely be on in the race.
But yeah, Louise, don't worry. The boom will be on.
Jade, do we have any update? Can you hear me? And thanks guys for last night. 803 subscribers, you are all amazing and absolute true legends. Thank you for all your support. Absolutely crazy you guys are. Love you all. Hi Christopher, thanks for joining. Hope you're well. Jade just said she's just resetting her Wi-Fi again to see if that helps. Lucas saying, Martin, behave.
What? I've spent 34 years on this planet without doing that. I'm going to change now.
A bit late for that.
Yeah.
As Martin said earlier, guys, if you've already done so, 25 and I can't see how many likes I'm on, but please hit that like button. Very much appreciated. And Sam, it's a league tonight that'll be finished. Normally finishes between 10 and 10 Christopher, and then we do a couple of races if there's enough people in. Can't promise, we didn't do any last week because nobody joined us. It was only me and Barry.
Yeah, I seen so actually, because I went off, I had some food and I came back and got off fine, and I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, don't give yourself and Barry, you stayed in, so I thought there was nothing there.
But you know, there was a part when I came back and I was like, you know what?
Who knows, you might be extra. You might be all excited and staying for a couple more after tonight.
You never know.
Let us know, Jade, once you've reset, but we would love to have you in.
Oxy, howdy mate, how's it going?
Change higher from the wheel on the road. I jump in the new league. But Christopher, you need to be in the Discord for you to get all the information.
That's about to
Seems
get
to
like
be a lot
ringing a
wanting
hole
to
in
join
the
next time. So, when we suggested the other day, Martin, do you reckon we could do one Tuesday, one Thursday, like GR3's one night and GR4's the other night?
Possibly, you have to think about it.
But obviously, if there's that many, let them just join the one. They'll have to choose between the GR3s and the GR4s.
Yeah, well, I think
more people can get in.
Yeah, I think we can, obviously, over the few weeks which we sorted out. But I was thinking, you know, for like the Tuesday, so like the new people wanting to add on, go into sort of the Thursday league or whatever it is, and then the people who are in this league who go to the season, all their first reviews are next. So if everyone's in next year, it'll be the same, and then it'll be...
I'm going to park it a bit to talk to you
other
what.
people, if enough people want to join.
Yeah.
And then...
Like, because quite a few people have come over and said, oh, I want to join,
Yeah,
it was full this time, so...
Yeah, so we have a second one for sort of the new, so this one, I would imagine most people are going to be staying on.
Yeah.
But then, so yeah, and then at the end of that, there could even be a promotion relegation type thing, you know what I mean? So, bottom three and top three switch positions give people a chance to move up and compete. But who knows? Who knows which way the wind will blow?
I'm not sorry. There's the link to an invite for this board. The foot drivers. Jade, have we got any updates? Can you hear them? What, like League 1 and 2 great ideas with Linkit? Is that not you think it? I think that's how we're going to have to try and do it. We've had a full one this time, and obviously there's a lot more people asking to join since we've started. So obviously the Liv and Martin's commentary, Martin's races, because I wouldn't have a clue when to start and how to set them up.
But you know what you do, right? You just think about what's going to annoy people and make the most entertaining races. Short race.
That
short
was the
race
most
on.
annoying one last week, I say.
Oh, just have it get dark, start torrential rain, and then when it dries up, make it light again. Class. Tell everyone on comms in the rear that the weather's about to clear up, and then when they come out on hard tyres, it starts to rain. Oops, my mistake.
Good evening, Dad. Thanks for joining. Hope you're well. Good luck with the race. Well, hopefully we can get started shortly. Just waiting on an update from Jade.
I mean, as well, all else fails if we do end up starting and Jane manages to get sorted in time for the race, obviously Jane can still be...
Yeah, she could join the main race, yeah.
You'd need to restart the lobby. It's off the grid for the final.
Yeah, no, if it's after qualifying then missed it. But after the sprint, between the sprint and the quali, we usually have like a 5-10 minute break anyway, so if we get it in that time, we're laughing, we're balling.
Yeah. But we just don't know what's happening because they have no update yet. I haven't had no notifications on this one either.
Right, apparently they're waiting for someone to
Jade's going to try tethering.
fire the PlayStation.
Right,
We
good,
can't get in the
Jade,
room,
let's
apparently.
go.
So tether and
Who's
then...
worth a try?
But as well, I think as well when we start there's going to be 20 minutes of practice anyway, so she'll know by the start of qualifying whether it's going to be worth racing or not.
Yeah, I'm racing with Jack Hammer. I shall be racing with Mr. Hammer. What a beautiful car, look at that.
Nothing like
Look
doing a
at
lead
that.
and not having no complications at the beginning, guys. Always active.
That would be boring, wouldn't it?
There's always technical issues somewhere along the line.
Oh, yes. I'm just glad when it's not me.
You
Me
want to
neither, you
back
know.
my ego,
I've
cause
got
I
bad
know
for a
it.
cold down here.
I know it.
Keep
It's
it
bad as Stevie.
Well, let's see if she can get in and join in the
Oh, you racing with
lobby.
Jack Hammer? Oh, Nigel Oxley. That'll be a blast.
Using
You can all shout abuse
the
at
Brent
Jack Hammer.
Oldman, Stu, Barry,
I
Jeff,
used to.
Captain Jinx, Mihai, Kofi, Eddie, Lucas, Richard, Will. Oh, I think it's just Jade we are waiting for.
Is, yeah, so hopefully won't be too long.
Oh, there we go. She's entering the lobby. Come on, guys, let's go.
No, I won't.
It's all getting very exciting now, isn't it?
Yes, no, they're in.
We need to get this started, and if we can manage to stay in Jade, it will be amazing.
Okie dokie,
You
Jack
need
Hammer.
to have your battles going on.
How do we can practice. Oh, what, Jack Hammer's race, Oxy? No, never
Battles need to
practice.
commence.
And after last week as well, what a race.
We do about
But it was
5
just
laps
that
before
one
it starts,
the
and that's
absolute
it.
highlight is when Jade went
should
round the
practice,
outside
really.
on the wet, round
I'm
Stavlum.
too busy being lazy.
What made it so much more important was it was the battle between Richard and Jade, and that's where, and Richard took a really good defensive line, stayed on the inside, and it was the fact that it was those
Jack
two
Hammer,
who
71, mod of the day.
provided the moment of the week. It sets
Well,
it
he
up
has-
for
he
this
has
week,
to,
I think
do
it's
his body
so
in the
poetic,
greasy
it's
chat.
honestly amazing.
Yeah.
I'm in the similar lobby once you went out to track.
Give the,
Right, guys, I'm going to announce the track. Are we ready? Are we ready? When I load the setting, the guys' bot will be on, don't worry.
Yeah.
Didn't we?
And once the settings are loaded, 20-minute practice begins, so everyone's free to go out on track.
Right. into Lagos.
Have fun, guys. Got me Easter egg at the side of me.
Oh, yes.
At least there's no rain.
Oh, no. The weather forecast for Brazil this weekend is beaming sunshine.
Martin's been very generous to you this week, guys. You had a bad week last week.
I don't dictate the weather, I just go off the weather. That's the game.
We're in Brazil.
Go straight on the track, guys. 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
What time are we on? 10 minutes, that'll make it for half past then, won't it, Liverpool?
Yeah. So, yeah, we are people out on track, finding out the track for the first time, getting used to it for the very last time this season. So far,
Are you in the park with that old man?
Romance United.
What party track question mark?
Oh, you might have to re-invite him to the party chat, then he mustn't be here. Yes, so far every car out on track is testing the soft tyres. Definitely worth doing. Somewhere like this, twist and turning tracks, as well as the sun being out the whole time, is going to take a lot away, so it's worth testing those soft tyres and finding out whether it's going to be worth using in this sprint race or not. 10 laps sprint race and see how it's pushing it around the final corner. I say final corner, there's 2 corners after that. Close enough being corners. And
Right, I'm going to leave you to Martin.
And so that's every driver out on track now. Soft tyres for everyone. Cluster of drivers going across the line together at the same time here. So going into the first turn, going into the centre exit, it's got Will Cole followed closely by Eddie. Will Cole's got a little bit deep there. Eddie's coming right wide. He's going to sweep round the outside, reminiscent of 2016 when Max Verstappen just found grip where it didn't exist in. Luke is following down now, coming down the red out across there. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of this throughout the night. Side by side cars in the slipstream. Coming into turn 4. And again, there we are, Old Man Stew, the classic black, white and pink Rachel's GT Racing livery that's been missing for the last few weeks. But still, because of how well he did at the start of the season, still has himself in contention for a good finish. And it's a shame to see what could have been had he been in every race. But I'm sure he's going to be out there tonight making a statement for himself and reminding everyone why he still is where he is in the league. Richard 1072.
Alongside the racing track.
Now
We have done it in the
blowing every inch of the
we
track
got the
and a
track.
few inches off as well. Got another one going back, so we've got again Grenster out testing the soft tyres. It's going to be an interesting watch with Grenster. He's already won the lead. He knows that he can't drop any places down. But I don't think that's going to allow complacency. I don't think we're going to see Grenster taking his foot off the gas and coasting knowing that it's good. I think we're going to see the Grenster that's still hungry for the win, is still fighting all the way, and that's going to make it very interesting for the ride of the time. So Barrier setting the first time in the practice of 1:33.7. But Old Man Stew and then Grenster both top of that again. Old Man Stew after the first race, this will be 2 weeks or 3rd week. Just losing a little bit through the S's there, but he's put time in. And Lehigh's gone quicker than him. 4/10 faster than Old Man Stew, but it's Grenster who's got the first lap, who's got the first fastest lap, only sitting at 4/10 ahead of Lehigh. And looking back through this, again, everyone's still on the soft, still pushing them to see how much they've got. In a track like this, anti-clockwise, lots of turns to the left, are going to see the front right tyre of these drivers starting to grade a bit quicker than the rest. So while a lot of the tyres are going to be suitable to keep racing, that front right is going to start.
I think I'm going to try medium. I don't think softs will do. Maybe 10 laps at
So
least, I
that's
reckon.
something. we're going to have to keep an eye out. Looking back, we've got, in the final race of the season, Kobe has a special edition livery on, a livery we've not seen yet. So is this going to make it, is this going to be a special livery for a special race? And are we going to see something special from Kobe here? And a nice livery it is as well. He's currently being pushed along by Old Man Stu in his classic livery that we all know so well. Eddie Catflap wheeling into the pits now. Be interested to see if he's testing other tyres or whether he's going to put more softs on and just push. Barrier, his fastest time now, only a 10th behind Grenster, so we're only 5 minutes into practice, but if it's anything to go by, it's going to be close at the top, and all of the times running through 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, all the way down, it's the second covers them all. So if this is the way the race is going to go...
Now when you say straight man gas, are you being completely honest?
Captain Jinx as well, he's coming round. He's coming up past Sublead out of boxes, turn 14, going into 15. Captain Jinx, prolific on the podium. If not almost every race. Second place. So Eddie Catflap does have a 3-second penalty for cutting over the pit lane exit line. However, he's now out on the medium tyres, so he's got himself 10. Over 10 to 15 minutes to really push those tyres and see exactly what they can do. I know a lot of these drivers now are going to be testing the softs. A lot of wear shown already, but is it going to be worth keeping those soft tyres on for the 10 laps of the sprint race? Or is it going to be easier to go with the mediums and worry about the end of the race less rather than pushing at the start? That's following on board now. James GT looking to clean lines. Doesn't look like there's any lag or flickering around at the moment. If there is, it's only slight, so I think that's not going to be a problem. And again, that classic pink livery that we're so used to seeing, iconic in the league so far. But as I'm saying that, Barrier has just put a time in, 2 tenths ahead of Grenster. Now Old Man Stu sitting in the slipstream of Eddie Catflap, holding his nose just in case as he comes round to set his fastest second time. So he's really starting to get used to these soft tyres. Despite him starting to train, he's going quicker and quicker. Now it's Barrier around turn 12, just losing it a bit. I'm just going to say this is going to be a crucial corner to come out of. It's all about getting the power down, because if you have a driver behind, you effectively are sitting duck for the majority of this straight. And you don't, if you're in the slipstream, you don't want to make a move too soon, because that slipstream will come back and you can go into turn 1 behind. But if you go too late, you're going to be beaten to the line. So it really is a matter of time when it comes down to that. And I'd imagine come the end of the sprint, come the end of the race, going into that final corner, there's going to be some drivers very close together, and I can see a few drag races to the line. I can see a sore throat from me later on, and I won't.
Mediums don't feel that bad actually. Quarry on top, play some sprints, I think.
Drivers who came out on soft tyres now, about 5 laps on. You see Old Man Stu coming into the pits now. His tyres are failing to go in, that's a bit longer, but I think he's got a good idea of what those tyres can and can't do now.
Luke, could you just put in chat? Luke, could you put in chat, Martin? Pit gives you automatically 3-second penalty without crossing the line.
Might be on the entrance on the way in, because the little chicane on the way in, if you cross the white lines over the side, you get locked in the so you've got to, you've got to basically keep all 4 tyres inside the white line. If one goes over, I think that's when it
So that's entry and exit then, guys?
Yeah, I think it's more so the end, because on the exit, obviously, it's under the control. So we'll see Old Man Stu coming out now, coming out of the pits. Yeah, Old Man Stu's managed to get out without a penalty, so I think the pit entry that causes a lot of the problems here with the pit exit. Obviously it's automated until you get on the track, so unless you come out and just hold yourself to the right for no reason, but it is, you've got to be very careful on the entry line. Similar to the pit exit in the Spa 24-hour track. It's got a little bit of a chicane, a bit of a slalom going through there, and if you just cut one of the corners just with one or two of your tyres, it's not like in the race where you can have all your tyres on the curb and one just kind of on the track and you'll be allowed in it. It's very much stable white lines on the FIA will come in and see.
Well, all right.
Richard G.
Not that bit though.
Richard 1072. Well, now out in the
Bit
medium
of a
tyres,
local player.
he's going to be putting in a lap. I'd imagine we'll see him test the tyres out, getting a feel for them. I don't think he's going to be, pedal to the metal on this lap. I think this is more of a reconnaissance mission for Richard 1072. There is a few drivers now on the medium tyre. Eddie Catflap's been out a couple of laps on the medium tyres. So far hasn't gone off the track, so that's something. Lucas now coming out of the pit lane without a penalty. Well played. Medium tyres for him as well, so he's going to be testing them out. And it's going to be interesting to see, based on this, I can't see many people risking the soft tyres for the sprint race. It would take a lot of skill, a lot of car control to make those last right at the end, and I don't think it's worth that. I think you see a lot of people, and I think that's why a lot of people now are pitting, taking their soft tyres off, and they're going to spend the last 5-10 minutes on the medium tyres getting a feel for how far they can go and where the limits are. But we do
I'll get blocked a lot this week.
101 and being out there the whole time on his soft tyres, he's starting to struggle with that front right. He's really getting a feel for how much they can be pushed, and he's doing well with his times considering the wear on those tyres. But I don't think it'll be long till he's going to be complaining about Bono down the line, tyres dead. Generally, like Lewis Hamilton set fastest lap at that point. But so far, it is still Barry on the fastest lap for the minute, at 1:32.3. He too is now out on mediums.
You don't like it.
Captain James as well, still out on the softs, running them right into the ground. On his 8th lap now, with the front right tyre more than half of it's degraded now, so it is becoming evident that the soft tyres might not be the tyre to use. But that also maybe the case, actually think about maybe the case, in the races, these tyres are going to be legit for 5 laps, in a 40-lap race. I don't think there's going to be a lot of chance, unless someone at the end of the race is miles ahead and need the fastest lap and decides to just pick for soft so they can do 3 laps and get the fastest lap. Then they might come in pretty handy. But I don't know anyone who would do that in this league. Jeffrey on the medium tyre, setting his fastest second sector. As he now comes out of turn 12, Jean Charles moving up towards 13 and 14. His fastest lap, currently a 1:34.1. What's it going to be as he crosses the line here? It's a 1:33.9, so 2 tenths up on his fastest time on the medium tyres. So it does look like they might be the optimum tyre, the premium tyre to use at the moment.
No! Clench! That sucked the underwear up.
French now and relatively fresh soft tyres as well. He's done his out now. He's just set the fastest first sector time by just over a tenth. So he's flying now. He's got Jeffrey right up ahead of him. He's going to be riding with a bit of a slipstream, so he's going to get a bit more of a boost. Renster again on the soft tyre.
Terrible.
Jeffrey on the mediums. track which is very, very tight. So with it being quite a short lap as well, you can see there's going to be a lot of blue flags. There's going to be a lot of battling for position. People are going to have to make sure they're aware of who's behind them and the way the race is going. Because the faster drivers behind you, you need to make sure you're keeping out of the way of them and not preventing them from putting in a lap. And one other thing as well, I think the track like this, you often see a lot of issues going into T1, especially from a grid start. Everyone trying to get to the centre S's before the other, everyone pushing, but I've got no doubt with this group, with the lead grid as it is, everyone's going to be very careful going into that first corner because they know if you rush into it, even if you gain the position, you're going downhill to the left, through the centre S's, and it's so easy to lose the position of the car, and by doing that you can lose 3, 4, 5 positions in the race, and then
I won't say nothing.
so I wouldn't be surprised if we see very few position changes coming into the first turn. Because regardless whether it's a sprint or full race, 10 laps or 40, not going to be one on the first one. But if you have a bad accident, it could be lost.
Okay, deja vu, Gaz.
So see Grandstaff coming out a little bit there. The previous lap where he went for it on the soft tyres was a little bit obstructed from the car in front of him. He was just still trying to put in time, but this time Grandstaff coming out, he's out back, fresh soft tyres, just sitting in behind Lucas at the moment. Lucas on the medium tyres, he's not been on them for very long either as he comes around. Currently with the 6th fastest time. So I'm sure Lucas, again, we've seen Lucas many times and he just lets Grandstaff do it. Seen him many times, we know he's patient, very consistent driver. But when he's sitting in behind you, you're probably looking in their mirrors. Because if he's in your left mirror, he could suddenly turn into being in your right. If he's in the right, he could all of a sudden be in front of you. There's just no way of telling, and there's some. I think there's quite a few of his races where you could make an overtake highlight video out of him alone, so he really is one to watch. And bearing in mind that Lucas didn't actually race in the first round, missed out that, and to come back the way that he has, and to lift the points that he's made, I think it's a fantastic effort there, and I'm sure the Pikachu peeking out the back of his car will be just as happy to see the cars disappearing in the background as he will. A short winding track that is Interlagos. It's another one in qualifying. Make sure the drivers have got space behind them in front. They won't get too close to the driver in front. If they mess with your lap, there's going to be another car straight behind you, and the last thing we need is a pile up. Conditions are great, the weather's fine, so there's no reason why people can't nail this qualifying. They're on a really good short. Put themselves, stand themselves in good stead for the sprint race coming up.
You've noticed we haven't got Chubby in.
Yeah, no, yeah, he didn't check in or anything. I haven't heard from him, unfortunately.
Such a shame.
Take you to limited with them.
Coming around
Track limitations.
Just coming up to the incline towards the back straight, just losing the back end a little bit. Managed to get the power down again nicely. He's got the hazards flashing, so he's going for a lap now, so it's going to be interesting here. This will probably be the last lap that Grandstaff gets to put in a practice as we're coming up to nearly the 19-minute mark. So we're going to see, I feel that Grandstaff's got space, he's got space in front and behind. And Einstein once said, if you want to tell the future, look at the past. And in these situations, in the past, each race, when it looks like all is said and done, even when it's just practice, Grandstaff puts the hazards on, he goes for a flying lap. People like Will Cook stay out of the way for him just there, very respectfully, and Grandstaff will be really pushing here, not just to prove to anyone else, but just to show to himself, this is what I can do, these are the limits. And when he applies that in the race, just lose it a little bit there, he's sliding a little bit,
Practice it,
really pushing the boundaries of what that car can do. was up on his fastest first set there by nearly 2 tenths. So now Ali comes round turn 10. Pico de Pato comes round, Mergulio turn 11. As he comes round, he's just got turn 12 ahead of him just now. As he goes through, he's going to be looking to drop right down to first gear. He's put it into second. He's got a little bit wide, but he's kept it together. Now the power.
Just seeing if you could take two team glory.
Hazards are off. I think he might be abandoning this lap. I don't think he's going to be doing it now. He hasn't peeled the minutes. He's happy with his practice. He's happy with the position that he's in. And with that being the 20-minute mark now, anyone who's on a lap can finish it. So Kobe crosses the line. Lucas crosses the line behind him.
Right, 2 tyres can go over the line. That's all right.
Kobe then across the
All I
line.
wanted to know. All I wanted to know.
So still on a lap, still to finish. James GT coming round. Eddie Catflap as well. He's on his out lap, but he can still finish and get a bit of a test. Pushing, he's got hazards on an out lap. That's a bold statement to make. Jeffrey as well, as he comes to the end of Reto Acosta. Just turn around. He's got a decent time. He's a 1:33.9, the best time he's got so far.
Another practice of these pills. Left, so.
There's Eddie Catflap. No one in front, no one behind. He's getting the picnic basket out. We love it, Eddie. We really do. Now James Chili's coming up the line now. I'm putting in a 1:35. That's 3 tenths faster than the fastest. That's not a bad lap to put in. So now it's just Eddie Catflap. All eyes on Eddie Catflap. Last man on track as he comes out of turn 12. Coming up through 13, 14. Still got his hazards on. What a guy as he peels into the pits to end the very final practice session of the season.
You can go flat out in the pits, which will cause.
Well, guys, that was nice to sit and watch and chill. Are we ready to go straight into the race? We're running a bit late. We'll get that guys straight back in.
Yep, get quali on.
Let's go, guys. Good luck, everybody.
Hello, Pat.
Nice, clean, friendly racing, guys, as always.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
Yep, I'm sure we'll see patience and respect going into the first corner, through the centre S's, and then when it's onto the Reto Acosta, when it's onto the straight at the back, that's when I think we're going to see people start to put the foot down, start jostling for position. But to get through the centre S is going to be the most important part, and it's going to set the rest of the race.
So good luck, everyone. Let's go. Different setups we've tried, not happy with any of them, says Wednesday. Oh dear.
Okay, I'm on softs.
Replay, what replay? Spectate.
Like it, Jackhammer. It's alright, ain't it, mate? Has it started yet? Is anybody going?
Oh, Jade's left.
Oh no, Jade's in the drop now. It was a strange hold there once everyone was in line in the pits. Timer didn't stop.
I couldn't get onto the I couldn't get on to do the spectator mode either.
Yeah, it sort of froze, so for the first 10 seconds the timer hadn't started. But everything's out and alright okay now, so.
Just like Randy said.
Are you going to try and get back in, Jade, for the main race? It'd be lovely to have you back in.
At this point, no one's ever going to be happy about a problem or technical issue with a competitor. But I think at this point, Richard 1072 might be sitting there thinking this takes a little bit of the pressure off now. He's got the sprint race. If he can score in the sprint race, if he can get in the top 8, he's going to be scoring points that James GT isn't going to be able to. So give him a little bit more of a push going into the race. But I'm sure, same as everyone else, the overwhelming feeling is it's it's unfortunate. Feel sorry for Jay. Feel sorry for the race that Jay's not going to be involved in the sprint. But as qualifying starts, we've got Barrier, who's coming out of turn 12 now. As he runs 14th from the 15th. Barrier is going to be setting the first lap. Old man's Judy, plenty space behind. He's starting now, followed by Will Cope again, very well spaced out cars. We've got Lucas as well, more than enough space. Captain Jinx behind Cope, getting a little bit close to Captain Jinx, but we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, she's managed to get back in.
Oh, who's just in front of me?
Yeah, she's got with this, managed. So first sector time at 23.
Good boy, Richard, get out of the way.
On Barrier. We're now coming around turn 4 and 5 and heads towards Ferradura, turn 6. Goes around, quickly tightens up into turn 7. Old man Stu not far behind. Again, old man Stu.
Right, as my hero Rocket Howard Mohawk would say, entertain yourself, you Commonwealth people, I do this.
Lean back, and he's going to be pushing. Always first man out on track and qualifying. Not there, Barry. Oh, met him. Beat him to the punch, so to speak. So we've got Will Court close behind as well with Lucas, who's going well. Now Barry around turn 12, he's just starting the incline, turn 13, as it slopes around and up to the left.
There'll be no ball cupping of line moderation team.
Red Bull car. And what benchmark is going to be set with the first lap of qualifying in the final round of the season. It's a 132.6. A 132.6 from Harry as Goldman Stu goes over the line 7/10 slower. But now Will Cope, he will cross it next. And Lucas going a bit quicker there, 9/10 ahead. It's Captain Jinx up at the second place. He's only 3/10 behind Barrier, who's done a very good lap there for the first lap. I'd imagine they'll just be going straight around for another one. A 135 coming in there from Eddie Catflap. So Eddie Catflap's in the 7th position, so he's in the points if it was to be the way it is now. Excellent start to qualifying. Everyone giving each other space. Now it's Mihai to cross the line. What can Mihai do? He goes up to 4th place. Mihai with a 133.5. Puts himself on the second row. Looking back so far, the only person who hasn't set a lap is Grenster. He's coming around, he's on his out lap now.
Get out of the way, Grenster.
He's going a bit wide.
You've already run your fucking
problems in
faster.
training the practice round. I think he was trying to get the car right, just couldn't do it. He might have unsettled it with the downforce settings. Couldn't get the brake balance right, so it'll be interesting to see if Grenster can pull it back together. I'm sure even with the dodgy settings, Grenster's going to be able to pull something together, and I'm sure regardless of what happens, it'll be an interesting race to watch from him. But now coming around the final corner again, well, turn 12, coming up with a big incline to the left. Barrier's coming around now to set his second lap, and he's pushing it now. What can he do? Can he go faster than his first lap? He crosses the line and he doesn't. He goes 4/10 slower. But now come up the line with old man Stu. He stays in there. He's a 10th faster than he was. Slower than his first lap. He's sitting 5th place on the grid at the moment. Jeffrey crosses the line 4/10 slower, so it just goes to show very little tyre wear going on at this point, but the tyre wear that is making a big impact, just as Eddie Catflap goes across the line faster again with a 134.5. Richard 1072 putting in a 135.2. And then we've got Mihai now pushing up. He's in 2nd place. He's only 2/100ths of a second faster than Captain Jinx, which is 3/10 slower than Barrier.
Get that 33.
Final lap begins.
This final lap, that's only 4 laps though, Martin. It only says 4 laps.
Yeah, it's only 5-minute qualifying, short laps.
Oh, I am thinking we're on the race, so I was going to say about you.
I was wondering there, I was thinking, how many laps do you think we can get? So now Lucas really pushing, he's got them hazards on. He's going to be pushing. He knows he's got Capitan Jinx behind him, but he's close enough that if Lucas doesn't make a mistake, it's not going to cause any problems. But one thing it is going to do with Capitan Jinx setting his fastest sector time, as Lucas gets great traction out there, coming up towards the line. Capitan Jinx is right behind him, but he has the slipstream coming in as Barrier sets a faster time of a 132.4, so it's really stretching out to the top now. A 132.4. Old Man Stu, he's sitting in second place at the minute with a 132.8. And coming across the line, Lucas. And Capitan Jinx puts himself up into second place with a 132.6 right at the deck as the lights went out, as the timer finished. Capitan Jinx put himself in a position that has been named as his own so far this season, P2. Is there anyone else who was ever going to be second place tonight? Could this be the first time we see Capitan Jinx on that number one spot? Can Capitan Jinx dethrone the RGTR League champion, which is Grenster? And I can see there's going to be a lot of determination involved tonight, and I can't wait to see the battle at the top, the battle in the middle, the battle at the back, and it's all ready to go right now.
Right, guys, so if we're all in, that was a qualifier, now we're thinking days.
Yeah, well done, guys. That was a really good qualifier. There was no issues, no one tripping over each other. Everyone give each other space on a track that's quite difficult to give each other space. So, if that's anything to go by, this night is going to be unbelievable. What a finale that we've got set up for here tonight.
So Jade is obviously not qualified in this one because she said she's got disconnected and got kicked out. So we'll just go straight into Jade. Hey Mayhem, Jade's GT wasn't even in. Yeah. There's not much I can really do, I don't think.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the problem is if we say sort of let her in, it kind of. Well, I don't know how it could be done. You could, yeah, I suppose you could do that.
Put the names in order.
Yeah,
I'd have to take a screenshot. If that's okay with everybody else, though, I don't want. Obviously, we don't want to spoil it for everybody else. Me, I had a good idea. Put that in up to the organisers.
Well, I think, to be honest, yeah, no, I agree with it. I think if obviously you pop Jade starting at the back with Grenster, any other time maybe not, but I think when it's this close, and it was unfortunate that they went to the effort of getting her internet sorted, got it sorted, joined, and then the second qualified started.
Apparently she got kicked out.
Yeah, well that's it. She got in as soon as qualifying started. She got kicked out, and within about 30 seconds she'd rejoined. So it was.
Right, you just have to bear with me then, guys.
So.
Just bear with me, and then I'll add Jade into the back with Granster.
Yep. So
I'll have to end just to alter it.
Excellent.
And he's put letter in. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, letter in.
Thanks, guys. It's much appreciated. Nice to see such a great community.
And I think that as well just proves the level of character that's in here. You know,
so
a lot of people in Richard 1072's position would have been thinking, right, main rival, not in the race. He's one of the first ones to pop up and say, let Jade in. This battle needs to commence. We need to find out on a legitimate platform, clean across the board. I love all of you guys. You make this league what it is.
Just bear with me, guys. So I've gone to practice and race, but obviously there's no practice. You need to sit in the pits once it restarts. But you need to click in so I can reorganise the table.
Is it loud out there? Do I need to turn it down a bit more? Is she blowing you all away?
So who was it on pole position? Eddie Catflap?
Yeah, Eddie.
Anybody disputing that one? If you can all tick in, guys.
I was going to say, you know what it is? I've said that now. Eddie Catflap's not even ticking in. I was only joking, Eddie. There we go. There we go. And that's everyone ticked in as well. So yes, we get that grid sorted out.
Yes, we need Ed.
But yeah, I think for a very difficult track and uneven tyre wear and things like that, I think Interlagos really is a perfect season finale track. I think when you look, especially through F1, when you look at what up to the last few years was always the final track of the season, you know, there's been so many iconic moments. You know, the classic, is that Glock going slowly? Boom, Lewis Hamilton taking the championship right at the end. You know, there was when was it Barrichello thought he'd won the championship over the line. Difference is where Lewis Hamilton won his first championship. It's where quite a few drivers have won the first championship. And tonight, although our champion has been crowned, I can see the end of this race being just as exciting as if the championship was still up for grabs. And there's so many rivalries, so many close positions going in. I feel as well, coming out of that turn 12, as you hit that incline, I can see a lot of drag races.
Jade's just left again. Jade, are we having technical issues?
Someone's just joined as well, little Jade.
Yeah, I'm just gonna. Yes, Antonio both quite close championship ending.
Yeah, very much. But I know when I was younger, it was one of the first two seasons I really got into, and it's just that iconic commentary I remember of when Timo Glock started going slowly. Is that Glock going slowly? And Lewis Hamilton just gained that 5th position, and I felt so bad for Rubens Barrichello, a Brazilian in Brazil. His family are going mad, and all of a sudden it dawned on them that Lewis Hamilton had finished 5th. He'd got that one place.
Or even join party chat. I've just sent another invite to party chat.
Yes, that is it. Sorry, yeah, Felipe Massa, Rubens Barrichello. Rubens Barrichello. The big moment I remember with him is when he had to pull over and let Michael Schumacher pass. Let Michael through for the championship, and then he won it by 100 points anyway. Anyways.
There's an invite sent to Mayhem for the party chat with Jade.
Just seen Eddie said that Grandster wants his points set to 0, and I think Eddie's one of the most integral men, one of the most trustworthy in the world, so championship's up for grabs, guys.
Can you confirm if Jade's joining back in, guys?
Jade will go, Stevie! The moistest man in South Africa is here!
May well be, obviously, the connection problem.
Jade is having technical difficulties. 50 press-ups. 50 Luftwaffe press-ups.
Actually, I seen recently, I don't know how it was...
Bobby was...
Yeah, it did, that's what I thought as well, because qualifying started, and everyone was sitting in the pits. And I thought everyone was just waiting because they didn't want to be first out on track, but in the corner the timer hadn't started, so it was 0-0.
Yeah, I couldn't get into spectating mode until everyone was out on track.
And then GT left.
Oh, Rogue's in! Hello, Rogue, I didn't see you, sir, sorry.
Old man Stuart.
How you doing, mate? Come on.
We'll have to try, if you can get back in this time, Jade, but if you do lose connection, I think we're going to have to continue from the next one.
Yeah.
If you do end up getting kicked out of anything, we'll just have to continue as normal.
Yeah. But then, Yeah, if it goes well, and then same thing, if it happens, you know, if it drops out, and then want to join back in for the qualifying of the next one, if it drops out in qualifying as well, then obviously we'll just have to continue from there, but...
Yeah. So if you can
So if you
compete
can
in
get
this
in...
one, you're in now. So if you compete in this one, Jade, and you can stay in, good luck. I hope you can. But if you
Yeah, no,
were
I
to
think...
drop out, you'll have to try and join the qualifying for next one. But if you drop out in the qualifying of the main one, we're just going to have to get it started without you, which is such a shame. So good
But,
luck, everyone. We are off to
yeah.
Yeah,
your
Jade's
10
having
lap
internet
sprint race.
connection
Good
problems.
luck. Nicely racing.
LG!
See you soon.
Right,
So there's no
behave
points
yourselves.
given in
I've been a
qualifying.
professional
So
swimmer.
sprint race positions 1 to 8, 8, 7,
I'm
6, all
hoping
the
to
way
become a
down. There is a
Thrustmaster
point for the fastest
ambassador.
lap, same as in the race. There are points available for every position
Don't
in the
worry
race, as
about
well as the
that.
fastest lap.
That I can't do it with my crippled fingers.
So it's definitely all worth fighting for. So
Well,
as we see now on the grid,
Right.
we've got Barrier at the start,
Here we go.
Capitan Jinx, Old Man
X4.
Stu and Mihai at the front. And we've got 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights for the last time this season in a sprint race. There's lights out and the race is on. And it's an excellent start from Mihai, followed up towards Capitan Jinx, who's just moving across, but it's Barrier who's got the good start. He's right up ahead as he leads in. But Capitan Jinx looking down the inside, but just thinks better of it, but he's got Old Man Stu on the outside, which now turns to the inside, and Capitan Jinx and Old Man Stu side by side coming through the centre S's. Mihai GT trying to get a bit of the action there, coming behind. And we've got Will Cope seeing it all thrown ahead of him, but he's now got Jeffrey looking down the inside, coming down towards turn 4. But it's Barrier who's out in the lead, creating himself a little bit of space because behind him there's a battle raging already. It's Capitan Jinx, it's Old Man Stu, and Mihai's had a spin. Mihai's gone into the barrier, coming around turn 5, and that's put him to the back of the grid as Lucas goes through. Lucas at the back as well. I'm not sure what happened further on, but there has been a big mix-up in position with Jade's GT now in the 6th place, diving down the inside of Will Cope. What a start it's been, and now she's looking down the inside of Richard 1072, who defends that well, cuts it off. Grenster in 4th place already coming up, and it looks like Grenster's been cutting through the field. Richard 1072 and JSGT following straight through. They're up several positions, but now JSGT's got Will Cope coming back to make a move on the inside. It's shoulder to shoulder, the touch-up, but there's nothing doing there. JSGT gives the space. What an opening this is to the final sprint race of the season. Barrier coming out on turn 12 up in the lead, but now Capitan Jinx in 3rd place, right behind Old Man Stu, and the power of the slipstream coming up through this year, and he's going to be getting to the first corner at the same time, if not before Old Man Stu sitting in that slipstream, and this makes for an unbelievable start. So we've got then Grenster all the way up to 4th place now, with a gap of nearly 3 seconds ahead of Richard 1072, who is only 3 tenths away from, would you believe it, James GT. So from the back of the grid, Richard 1072 with James GT 5th and 6th as James GT, Richard losing, James GT's gone round the outside and now it's got the inside line on the curve of Dossal, and Richard's coming back on the inside. What about Eddie Catflap? Eddie Catflap sees an opportunity and he goes down the inside now, and James GT down to 7. Where did Eddie Catflap come from there? He's got a 1 second penalty. He's gone down the inside again. Richard 1072 giving him the space. Okay, well played, but Eddie Catflap is carving through the field like a butcher. What a start to the race that this is. But now Jeffrey coming through. Now Jeffrey is on the outside of Richard 1072, and he's now looking to take a place. But Richard 1072 is sticking close behind. He's not going to let this one die, and he's looking now what's thinking about the inside. But Jeffrey covered it off nicely. JGT very close behind, under a lot of pressure from Kobe. Only less than half a second behind Richard GT. Oh, it's a little bit of a touch there, but Kobe just backs out, and it gives Lucas the opportunity to come through, and he's looking down the inside of James. There's a bit of contact there, but the space was left. Now Kobe coming around for the outside of turn 11. JGT's still there though, and she's making her aware of that. What a defensive move that is from JGT, who now sitting behind Lucas, and there's a big move down the inside there, and that, and I don't think that was, I think JGT's being allowed to take it, and that is very fair for Will Cope and Kobe. Both now realising they've done out of position a bit there, let her back on track. That is the kind of fairness we like to say. It's unfortunate that GT now has lost that time, but it does have a 1.5 second buffer to the cars behind, and those cars are the cars of Wilco 101 and Colton going neck and neck into the first turn. Colton now staying wide, making sure he's leaving his space, but he's got a bit deeper now. Colton takes that position, and now he's right on the heels of GT coming round the curve at Dorsal onto the Red Reposter. What a beginning this is, but just further with Eddie Catflap closing in on Lucas, who is 3/10 behind Richard, 10.72, who's had an excellent start to this race. And then we've got Brenster. What a drive it's been from Brenster, start from the back of the grid. He's now 7 seconds ahead of Jeffrey in 5th place. In 4th, half a second behind Old Man Stu, who's doing very well to keep the position that he's in. We know Old Man Stu is a tricky driver. He knows how to position his car in such a way that it just deters you from putting your car where you want to put it. He's gone a little bit wide there, a little bit of a wobble, but he's held it together now, and he can see up in front of him Capitan Jinx, who's just put in fastest second sector time, 3/10 up on that. But so far, the star of the show, it's our pole sitter Barrier, who is now 3 seconds clear at the front of Capitan Jinx. Barrier, Capitan Jinx, and Brenster all running the soft tyre. Old Man Stu on the mediums, so he knows right now he hasn't got the fastest tyre, but give it 4 or 5 laps, he's going to be singing, because those tyres are going to be in much better condition. Same with Jeffrey on the medium tyres, but Jeffrey is 8-9 seconds behind, and Richard 10.72 also on the mediums, only 6/10 behind Jeffrey. Following at turn 1, Jeffrey goes a little bit wide, but he cuts back and it gives him a good entry angle for that. Through the centre S's, round the curve at Dorsal.
Oh, nice work, Lucas.
And there we go, and we're having word for GT. Looks like the connection's been sorted, so unfortunately missing the sprint. GT's going to be back in it. Although the connection hasn't really been that much of a problem so far. Actually, coming from the back.
No, you ain't doing that, man.
High speed, out the way. Doesn't necessarily, I've not seen any lag, so I think it is going to be the case that it was alright anyway, but Wilco does just like through there. But now Mihai looking to take advantage of that, and it's the curse of the commentator, just as I mentioned how well GT was doing, and the impact of our network connection wasn't a problem. Mihai and Wilco slide through into the position, and now GT's got a chase on our hands, because if he can stay this close to Mihai, if he gets past Wilco, there's a good chance he's going to drag GT with him straight through, and that is going to be exciting. Barrier now at the front, 3 seconds. Capitan James 1.5 seconds ahead of Brenster, 1 second ahead of Old Man Stu, who now has nearly 10 seconds gap between himself in 4th and Jeffrey in 5th. Richard 10.72, again, great start of the race for him. He's currently riding in the points. He's in 6th position right now.
P6 back.
But he's got Eddie Catflap right on his tail now, with a slipstream, coming into the back straight, coming into the pit straight, sorry, coming on, but he's dragging along Lucas in 8th, he's less than half a second, and Lucas just puts in his fastest lap time right now, so he's tucked in right behind Eddie Catflap, coming through the centre S's. Richard 10.72, going a little bit deep, but he holds it together, but Eddie Catflap's got excellent drive out of there, and he is right on the tail of Richard 10.72, coming down the red Poster, and this is a fantastic battle that's forming, and Lucas is still not giving up. He's still less than a second within, and he just set his fastest first sector time by half a second. So Eddie Catflap is going to have eyes in the back of his head right now, because although he's pushing to get to Richard 10.72, he's very much aware that Lucas is flying behind him. Lucas isn't getting held up by defense or attack. He's just taking the racing line, and he's carving through the field, and now he's right on the tail of Eddie Catflap, only 1 second behind now. But Eddie Catflap is ever increasing on his gap to Richard 10.72. He's doing a very good job of staying composed, keeping his car where it needs to be, and retaining the position that he's in. Now Old Man Stu 1 second behind Brenster now. And Brenster closing in. Brenster's only a second behind Capitan Jinx. So nearly 4 seconds out in the lead is Barrier. But behind
give me
him,
some
there
slipstream.
is a battle beginning to rage on. And it's only getting more exciting as now we go further back through the field. And we've got Eddie Catflap now. 0.3 of a second behind Richard 10.72, and they're coming down the straight, they're coming up these CRSs. He's just put in the fastest lap time of his race so far by 7 tenths, and he's right on the tail of Richard 10.72, who's gone a little bit wide through the first turn, a little bit. Eddie Catflap looking to go around the outside, he's looking to go around the outside of the curve with Del Sol, but he knows better of it, and he's took back inside, knowing straight ahead, knowing the Retta Raposta is going to be somewhere he can really achieve something, but Lucas is sticking to him. And Eddie Catflap looking down the outside, realises there's nothing doing there, goes back and now he's going around the outside. Oh my word, Eddie Catflap's going around the outside of turn 4. He's managed to keep it on the track. Richard 10.72 still there though. Richard 10.72 still keeping his nose in it. But now Lucas has followed Eddie Catflap through. He's gone down the inside of Richard 10.72 and he's stolen a position as well as they come up through turn 6 and 7 towards turn 8 into the hairpin. What an exchange of positions we have just seen there. Now Eddie Catflap staying ahead of Lucas, who's staying tight, get a little bit of wheel spin there, and what a battle this is. All 3 drivers on the medium tyres, all 3 drivers in the sun, loving it, absolutely. It's just clean across the board, it's a clean slate, there is no difference in strategy, there's no difference in tyre wear, it's just 3 drivers battling for position, and it is unbelievable. So now coming through turn 12, coming onto that long straight, Lucas is right on the tail of Eddie Catflap. Well, that means Richard 10.72 sitting in behind has the slipstream of 2 cars in front of him, and with him only being half a second behind Lucas, this is going to start pulling him in. He's going to be reeling them in. And now Eddie Catflap positioning his car well. He knows that he's not chased close enough to have to defend the corner. He's managed to just go in, he's hit that apex. Lucas doing the same behind him. Richard 10.72 going a little bit deep into it, but because he's pushing so hard, he's needed to get in this, and he deserves to be in this fight as much as anyone else. What a start it is, again I say, for Richard 10.72, starting that down the other back, got all the way up to 50 now it is, but he is doing so well considering the caliber of drivers in this, and he is matching everyone pound for pound, second for second. But now Eddie Catflap, he's keeping his composure. He'll be looking in his mirrors, but he's not letting it affect the way he's driving. Lucas,
I'm not looking in your mirrors at all. What are you on about?
Another driver, very tricky. He knows how to time his moves. He knows how to stay close. And Eddie Catflap knows that, but he's staying composed, not letting that affect his driving. And as a result, we have got an intense battle forming down in 6th, 7th and 8th position at the minute. But then going even further back, we've got Mihai GT is 2 tenths behind Kobe in his special livery that we've not seen before. Oh, and there's just, wasn't quite the space there. He was allowed it, might have been off the track, but now Mihai's got to just try to force it around the outside, but he just lost it, and he does have a half a second penalty. And unfortunately on this track, the penalty line is ridiculous because it's at the start of an incline, and it just ruins the back straight. Unfortunately, it's a bit lame in that sense, but you know, I don't think you get a penalty line. So now we've got Grenster. There's a battle raging on further forward as well. Didn't see that because of the action going down in 5th, 6th, 7th place. But Grenster now in 3rd place is 1 tenth behind Capitan Jinx. And Capitan Jinx, he's taking the inside line as they come forward, as they come flying down towards 6 and 7. Ferratura followed by Curvadora Haranya. And Capitan Jinx is holding the inside, but Grenster stays on the outside. Coming into turn 8, and Capitan Jinx defended, but he's gone deep as well. And now Grenster's on the outside, and he's coming out the outside of turn 9, and he's holding it together, but Capitan Jinx is holding that inside line unbelievably. Grenster's had a bit of a wobble, but he keeps the inside line as well. And they're going side by side, turn after turn. What an unbelievable demonstration of car control. And now it's Grenster who's just got the lead, but he's leaving the space because he knows Capitan Jinx has got the inside and the side by side. Going into turn 12 as well, Capitan Jinx has the inside line. Is Grenster going to back out? No, he's going to stay around the outside. And Old Man Stu, where did he come from? Old Man Stu just snuck in past both of them. Old Man Stu going into 2nd place, and Grenster's following him through. And now Capitan Jinx is down to 4th place in the blink of an eye. Oh my word, this is exactly what this entire season has been building up to. This is what it culminates into. Going into T1, it's 3 abreast, Old Man Stu on the inside. Grenster holding the outside line, thinks better of it. Old Man Stu comes through now, and they enter the Retta Raposta. bumper to bumper. Old Man Stu's created a little bumper for himself, and he has done unbelievably there. When all eyes were on Grenster and Capitan Jinx out of nowhere, Old Man Stu reminds everyone why he's in the position in this league as he is, as Capitan Jinx is on the inside of turn 4, and Grenster holds it on the outside. These two drivers have been side by side for corner after corner, they're holding hands. It's unbelievable. Like, oh, Capitan Jinx switches back. I thought he was going to go for the inside line there. Absolutely bold, but he hasn't. His tyres are starting to fade now. This is where Old Man Stu, on the medium tyre, has the advantage. There was one lap left after this. Grenster's front right is starting to cry. Capitan Jinx behind him is giving up the ghost. But Old Man Stu bided his time. He comes through and now with one lap to go after this, Old Man Stu just needs to keep his head about him, and Old Man Stu has just stolen second place from Grenster and Capitan Jinx, and that is unbelievable. Now Grenster just started to pull a gap now, 7 tenths ahead of Capitan Jinx, but that means nothing when you get onto this pit straight, because it just slips through City all the way through, and you can see Grenster taking the shortest line he can, being followed by Capitan Jinx. And then we go further back now as the battle continues, because we've had to leave one battle for the other, and while that's been going on, Lucas is 1/10 behind Eddie Catflap coming onto the straight, and Eddie Catflap is only 6 tenths behind Jeffrey. So again, it's a toss of a coin. Who's going to get the T1 first? Who's going to go through the centre S's as well? And Lucas sets his best lap time there, and he's going around the outside. He's going deep. He's going around the outside. Eddie Catflap's gone deep as well. But Lucas holds it together on the outside, but Eddie Catflap goes around the outside again, and this is unbelievable racing. Lucas and Eddie Catflap almost come at the blows, giving each other enough space, and now they come onto the retro Foster, and Lucas is in that slipstream, and he's going to be hunting down Eddie Catflap. But again, while that's happening, the gap between Grenster and Capitan Jinx has extended to 1.7. We've got Barry on them 7 seconds ahead, but Old Man Stu is 1 second ahead of Grenster in second place. And now Grenster's pushing it, but his tyres are wilting, his tyres are gone. That front right is may as well not be there anymore. And Old Man Stu on the mediums is holding it together now. He just knows that he needs to get a good exit coming out of turn 12, because that slipstream is going to be available all the way up to the line. And it's Barrier coming round now, Barrier coming round turn 14. It's going to be Barrier to take the sprint win as he comes over the line. But as it happens behind, now 8 tenths behind Old Man Stu as they come on. Grenster's in the slipstream now at this point. Tyre Waver is not in this tube. He's coming across, and it looks like Old Man Stu takes second position in the final sprint race of the season. What a return to the action that is from Old Man Stu. Capitan Jinx coming across in fourth, but now we've got Eddie Catflap is 1 second behind Jeffrey. He's got an excellent ride, excellent traction up there. So it looks like Eddie's going to be Jeffrey coming across in fifth. And then we've got Eddie Catflap in 6th place. What a start it is from him. Lucas not far behind in 7th. Richard 1072, he's up a few places, he's up at 8th, so what a race this has been. Now we've got High GT coming across the line, he's coming in 9th. And then we've got James GT, and unfortunately trailing up at the back, a few issues, a few penalties. We've got Will Cup coming up behind. James GT, with all of the problems solved, for finishing the race. Excellent race from everyone there. And at the end of the race, it's Barrier with 8 points plus the fastest lap, 132.3 so far, maximum points for Barrier. And what an unbelievable sprint race for the final round of the season. Absolutely unbelievable. Hats off to every single one of you. Wow.
GG everyone. Wow, what a race. Well done.
That's a bit Max Verstappen on that.
Yeah,
one.
if he's raced like that, if he's racing that,
give him any room.
Like, I literally am going to have no voice.
You need a gallon of water at the side of you, never mind the bottle.
God, I haven't got time to pick it up and drink it, man.
So guys, are we 5-minute break, Martin?
What time is it? Well, we'll say just a touch longer, and I must say qualifying starts 20 past, bang on. So you got 8 minutes. And that gives me a chance to breathe.
8-minute break then, guys.
But no, that was absolutely unbelievable. Like start to finish, the way it started, the way James GT, Richard and Grenster just smashing it from the back all the way up to 4th, 5th, 6th. unbelievable. And then the battles that commenced, and some of the driving on show there, and as well, those that were so respectful
fun, that
when
one.
JGT got bumped wide, and not only the driver behind, but the driver behind there, both sat and
Stevie,
waited, let you back
if
onto
I
the
shave
track,
this
let
off,
the battle commence.
if I shave
And
this
that
off,
is what
the
racing is
Kraken will
all
beat the
about. And I've
shit out
just,
of me.
honestly, when I thought this league couldn't get better,
She says I look like a big fat bald baby.
So the 4 timings at the top were very close
To my
together.
boyish charm and looks.
oh, it's unbelievable.
And then 5th, 6th, and 7th and 8th were also close together.
Oh, it was, yeah, less than a second.
Yep.
But even then, you know, 9th, got Mihai 9th, and I get Kopi in the 134.
Excellent time, quick, grab your bananas. I'm going to leak. I'm going for a leak.
I just...
Maybe protocol there with the timing.
I'll be back in a moment.
Absolutely. The league. So having, like I said, having only, I think it's the 3rd race,
I'm back.
up into 10th
Yeah.
already, with an opportunity now, with 4 points, could potentially get as high as 5th or 6th position, depending on what happens in front of him and the way that he does, and that in itself
amazing.
that would
I
that
love
would
the
be
abuse
almost as good
optic.
as a win to have half of the league, but to finish in the top half of the competitors. That would be an achievement
Jack,
up there with winning the league, in my opinion. And
The
I
only
think it's,
person I do fear is the Kraken.
well, it sounds like I'm just repeating myself now. It's just unbelievable. You couldn't make it up. But you know,
No, we don't want to
everywhere
move
you
the
look
camera.
through the grid, you can just
Why should I
pick
move
out
the
a name,
camera?
and there's a highlight from there. Look at Mihai GT in the Austria
I'm
race,
hiding.
starting in 13th, and within 5 laps was
Maybe
in the
need to be
leading pack
across a bit
without
more.
causing damage, just cutting through, no problem. You look at old man Stu today, having been out for a few weeks, to come back and to just leave it right till the end and just bam, announce his return back on the stage, taking a second place, which usually is Capitan Jinx's position, but he's been dropped down to 4th this
Let me
race.
move it a bit
And where
better.
we'd usually see Grenster at the front, Barry also so far already in the sprint race. Things are different, things have changed. This league has just developed into something so much bigger than I ever thought it would. And going through there as well, again, there was a couple of battles between, who would you believe, Jays GT and Richard 1072, and I think it's amazing to see when they're together on track how competitive they are, but how respectful of each other they are as well. It's not like one of them stepping on the other to get a higher place. It's very much hats off to the one who makes the move, and I think it's absolutely great. I think it's unbelievable.
I did it bruises.
Eddie Catflap went forward off the line. Unbelievable. Class.
Even the fucking commentators insulted me.
But no, in all fairness, they even then, I mock and I joke and I take the mick out of Eddie Mudflap all the time, but had a really good race there. He's very consistent
Eddie
over the
Mudflap.
season so far. He has been a standout driver because he's never really totally messed anything up, and when your time he has made mistakes, he's come back from it and he's put himself in there. He's shown he's a real contender, and that's why in the league he's riding up as high as 4th place. So as it stands now in the league, Eddie Catflap is in 4th place, and that means being in 4th place, he's actually 20 points ahead of the person behind him. So it looks like if Eddie Catflap can just finish this race without any mistakes, just get a few points, the drivers behind him are going to have to finish in the top 3 to step over him. So there's no pressure there, Eddie. No pressure at all.
Oh,
But
did you hear that?
you've done well. You've consistent. Get this right, and you can be finishing right up there. And it's going to be difficult for someone to catch you. So absolutely, hats off again.
Hey,
Changing
Stevie,
over then, guys.
seems I always finish in 6th, right? And I'm fat. Am I now the new Super GT but fatter?
I make it 19. I don't know if
Am I
I'm
the
ready
new
though with the
poo-poo?
roll Eddie R. Martin.
So let's have a look. Let's make sure. Oh, you need to change. You haven't put on pit stops. Need 1 pit stop, 1 tyre change.
Wait a minute, guys. Wait a minute.
Everything else is bang on.
Required tyre change, is that?
Yeah, put that on. So again, just to clarify for anyone, you need to use 2 compounds, whether it's soft, mediums, hard. You don't need to use every compound, but you have to change onto a different compound at some point.
Bear with me, guys. It's not letting me change it. Sit quiet in the lobby.
There's always an excuse. No, it's alright. You know, sometimes things like this happen and it just
There
gives
we
people
go.
like me more
Hold
of a
on.
chance to talk. But yeah, so there we go. Pit stops, tyre change. 40 minutes, 10 minutes qualifying.
I got a phone
The weather
call from
forecast,
Aston Martin this
all
morning,
clear, so there's no
asking me
clouds
to
on the
join. I said,
horizon.
"Fuck off."
There's no curveballs
Not
to be
lowering my
thrown. There's no
standard for
adapting
nobody.
to changing conditions that's going to dictate this race. This all comes down to who
Adrian
can
Newey,
qualify better
overrated.
and who has the better on-track skill and ability, who can outperform those around them, who can show that they deserve to be in the position that they're in, and they don't have to worry about rainfall, and they don't have to worry about snow on the track. They don't have to worry about it getting dark. This is a lovely day in Brazil. And everyone is on an equal platform, and I can't wait.
So I think that's everybody ticked in then. There was 12 on the grid, wasn't there? And myself and yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, right then, guys. Nice clean spaces. Let's get the quali on the way.
Right.
Good luck.
I think,
Quality time.
and I think the sprint quali was excellent, very fair. But I think even now you find with qualifying being 10 minutes and not 5, it just gives drivers that extra space just to wait for the people ahead of them, wait around. So we're going to see some really, really fair competitive lap times here that aren't going to be affected by other people. And it is going to give people a chance to put on fresh soft tyres towards the end of qualifying, to go out there and see if they can beat the benchmark time that they set initially.
Right. 10 minutes of quali.
Who is it that's going to be first out on track? Oh, it's Barrier again, old man Stewie. You're slipping.
They were saying I've got a good chance of finishing fourth for the lead. That's not bad for an old fucker, is it?
Behind him, the old man Stewie right behind him. So, I'm sure what you'll find is they'll start slowing down now, warming up the tyres, weaving, making sure they're not going to be closing and catching the car in front of them. That's on them to slow down the car in front. You got to make sure you leave that gap, any Catflap now, coming around turn 4, coming around turn 5, known as Desquida Dorado. Didn't know I was Brazilian. Then coming into turn 6 and 7, Ferradura, Curva do la Haringa. Right on the back of Lucas here as they're coming through turns 9, coming to turn 10. Equals the partner as they come round. Just as they go into the long sweeping left, Mergurio, which is turn 11. Iconic corner.
We're going to start the set of medium.
Into Junshao, which is turn 12, and that is what sets you up for the run to the line, which come the end of the race is going to be crucial. But in the race, they're going to have to go around that corner 39 times before they set the final one. So now, Barrier, first one across the line to start this lap. Soft tyres, as you'd imagine, as it's flashing, he's shown he's going to be pushing them as hard as he can. We've got Wilco behind him, same, he's really going soft tyres for everyone at the minute. Lucas now, old man Stu's left, plenty of space there, using his wisdom. Old wise man. Well, they don't call him that, I call him that now. Now coming towards the end of the first sector, the 24th, and then Lucas coming to the end of the first sector. His first sector is 23.6, so he's got the fastest sector of this qualifying so far. Eddie Catflap coming through, 23.9 on the first sector, so everyone getting through there, everyone doing very, very good. Gerald Courtney fairly close behind Jeffrey, but I'm sure there's going to be the space left to understand what it's like now. We've got James GT out on track, followed by Brenstar, but there's a good couple of seconds between them. James GT just coming around, just having a little bit, just getting used to those tyres, going a little bit deep into turn 4 and 5, which gives a little bit of space for Brenstar to come through. And it also means Richard 1072 now has a bit more space behind and in front. But now, for the first qualifying lap of the final race of the season, we've got Barrier who's coming up now. As he rounds turn 14, round turn 15, he's now going to cross the line. What is his time going to be? The opening time is a 1:32.5. That's a good time there, but now we've got Wilco coming up. What can Wilco do? He's done a 1:35.8. Lucas comes over in the second. He's done a 1:33.4. That's a good time. But now Capitan James going up with a 1:33.02. So Lucas is in third. So we've got Eddie Catflap now in sixth. Got Jeffrey fifth place. Old man Stu sitting in fourth right now. This is an excellent start to qualifying, but these are just benchmark times. These times are going to get quicker. There's still 7 minutes left for fresh tyres to be put on.
About 6 years I get. I am still racing Satan.
So he's now pushing. He hasn't got his hazards on, which would suggest he's not on a flying lap, but given the fact that he just set the fastest second time, I thought so. I thought his hazards were going to come on, and I thought he's flying. So now Barrier as well, he's coming round, so he's on his second flying lap. The tyres are still looking very good, so I don't think it's going to be a dive into the pits and put fresh tyres on just yet for Barrier. Capitan Jinx on track, very close to Old Man Stu. Wilco coming together there, but I think it was Old Man Stu on a fast lap. Wilco not realising he was coming as quick as he was, but now Old Man Stu has that place and he's up behind Lucas, but now Barrier looks like he's backed off a little bit out of there. But still a decent time then, he's got a 1:33, but now
Mr. Kelpie tried to keep it right over the clever bastard.
But Old Man Stu is still pushing towards the line. What kind of time can he get here? Can he go faster? And he does, he puts himself second. But then Capitan Jinx steals that second place for him within an instant, only 7/100ths of a second faster. But that puts him up into second place. Barry Austin on first. Capitan Jinx looks like he might be going for another push back. Old Man Stu sees that, peels off the racing line, lets him go through, change those tyres, fight another day. And Catflap moving off the line to let Jeffrey through as well. Very, very respectful driving throughout the grid. Then look back at Kobe, he's currently got a time of 1:34.7. He's doing well, he's just got his fastest first sector time there by 3/10. Has gone a little bit wide, going into turn 4, going into Destiny Dolano. So now as he comes down turn 5, it has jeopardised his lap. It looks like he probably will set up, come into the pits, put his soft tyres on, and away he will go to see exactly what he can do. Now, in terms of qualifying time, would you believe there's less than half a second between Richard 1072 and Jade's GT? However, Richard 1072, 3/100ths of a second slower than Will Cope at the moment. So that battle is raging on. And then at the back of the grid now, so we've got Mihai yet to leave the pits at the moment. Last time Mihai had problems and started from the back of the grid, he was in the front leading pack of 5 laps. So we'll see how this goes, but wherever Mihai finishes, starts, it doesn't really matter. But Barrier's gone quicker again on 1:32.4. Excellent there. We haven't got a time from Brentster yet. Okay. He's now coming round. He's trying a few things out. So he's now coming out. He's on his first lap. Looks like he's losing traction just a little bit coming round there. This doesn't quite seem like the Brentster we used to in qualifying. We used to seeing surgical precision. We used to seeing absolute immaculate driving. But if you see now, he's just losing a bit of grip on these corners. He's just pushing a little bit wide, and maybe he's trying too hard. We know he did have a few set of issues to start with, so it'll be interesting to see what's going on there and if we can get that sorted out for the race. But I'm sure, regardless of what happens, he's going to put on an entertaining race, and he's going to be gunning for the victory regardless of where he starts. Richard 1072 now. He puts in his fastest lap there. Brentster coming around this, and Brentster's coming back into the pits. Brentster isn't taking that lap. Brentster's coming back into the pits. He's still not happy with the setup that he's got. He's still trying different things, different tyres, different strategies. He's really struggling here, and it's going to be interesting to see if they can sort that out for the race. It makes it very exciting for everyone else. But so far up at the top, we still have Barrier with the fastest lap at 1:32.4. And that is nearly 3/10 faster than Capitan Jinx, who is less than a 10th faster than Old Man Stu. So as Barrier comes round into the pits now, so does Capitan Jinx. Old Man Stu hadn't put it just before. He's on his outlet, he's on fresh stuff, so he's going to be hoping he gets out there. It looks like by the time he gets round and across the line, he should be coming out of the pits before past the pits, before Barrier and Capitan Jinx leave the pits, so he shouldn't have an issue with traffic. He should be able to just sail straight past, get back on track, and then really start to push these soft tyres and show that he still is in with a chance here. And Lucas sets a new fastest time of his own fastest time, sorry, the 1:33, so that's him in 5th place, so he's still pushing, but that is only 6/10 faster than Eddie Catflap, who's having a wonderful day so far.
Not right.
So, Barrier just coming out of the pits as well as Capitan Jinx. Old Man Stu, they have got out of the pits just before. There is a driver just coming out of the pits to the left there, and that driver is indeed Will Cope, who's just going to back off. He's just going to back off and let Old Man Stu come through. They just noticing what was happening there. It was well played. As Old Man Stu comes down, he managed to stay on the racing line. He's got the soft tyres on. It's a good start to the lap, and it was very well played from behind to allow him that space. So now Lucas, he's got relatively fresh soft tyres on. He's going to be pushing. His hazards are flashing. Let's see what he can do. But as we come round now, we've got Grenster on his out lap. He's just come round. So now Grenster starting at flying lap. This will be the last lap he gets to put in. There's 9.5 minutes of qualifying done now. So what is Grenster going to be able to do? He currently has had problems with his setup. He's not been able to set a time. But now he is going to be pushing here because he won't want to be sat at the back. GT, she's on a push lap. She's doing really well. They're sort of just starting away, keeping it together well. Eddie Catflap can't improve. He's still the fastest lap time of a 33.9. But now we've got Old Man Stew. Old Man Stew coming up across the line. What can Old Man Stew do here? He puts himself second. Old Man Stew is on the front row. He's a tenth faster than himself. He's nearly a tenth faster than Capitan Jinx. He's put himself on the front row, and Capitan Jinx's qualifying session is over, so he will take that second place, and that is unbelievable. Barrios sitting out in third, and Barrios just set his fastest first sector time as well. So what a start that is. Old Man Stew up in second place, but there is one thing that we are forgetting, and that is Grenster is on his flying lap. He doesn't yet have a time set. He's coming around turn 12. He's coming up now towards the incline. He's got a bit of wheel spin at the back there. He's got his foot down flat though, and he's coming round. And this could be the only chance to challenge what's happening at the front, because everyone else has come to the end of their qualifying session, and God, he's given up on it. Grenster would have been 3 or 4 seconds off, but Grenster realises that it just wasn't worth it. He was slower, and he would have been finishing down there anyway. And Grenster and Mihai finish in the back 2 positions on the grid. Richard 10.72 qualifying in 7th place. That's a great finish for him, just behind Eddie Catflap, who Eddie Catflap actually started on a lap. I spoke too soon, and Eddie Catflap crosses the line. He goes a 100th of a second quicker, but he stays in 6th place, and now coming round, so it's actually only Lucas to go. Barrios gone quicker. It just gets faster and faster. Barrios gone quicker again with a 131.9. Oh my word! So at the minute we've got Barrios in the front, 6/10 faster than Old Man Stew in second. What a qualifying session that was. And after the sprint race that we had, I didn't expect anything less, but it's Barrios qualifying on pole position with a 131.9, and this is the first time any week that both sprint and race have been a pole sitter other than
starting on mediums. We're working out from there.
Beaten to even the first race qualified first, just lost out on the position going into it.
I tell you, 6th.
And just absolutely unbelievable. Barrios potentially with the clean sweep. If Barrios wins this race and gets the fastest lap, he could be right up there in the top 5 as someone who missed half of the season. Oh my word.
Well done, guys. Nice lap by the Old Man Stew, Barry. Into 131s is Mega, says Grenster. OMG, says Barry. So, guys, I think we're in for a good race.
Oh, 100%. Like, Barry putting in the time it is unbelievable. But again, Old Man Stew, when all things said and done, just came up clutch when he needed to. Like,
Stew could do brilliant in here.
Whatever Old Man Stew had for breakfast, I want some.
Let's make sure Mihai is ready for the race and not absent. Mihai, are you with us? Grenster's asking, because obviously we don't want to start the race without you.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So Mihai, if you can let us know that you're still with us and you are ready to go.
More technical difficulties.
Like, while we're checking his, you're gonna have to give me like 90 seconds because I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna wee myself. So give us a minute.
So again, guys, timing's there. We're very close together.
Right.
Guys, ready now. Waiting for the commentator. But all I can say, guys, is good luck to everybody. The final finale of this season's RGT. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy sitting here watching you. It's lovely sitting here, guys, watching all you guys race. Watching how it's done. Not by sitting at the back of the grid. I do try to take note of your corners and everything, but I still don't seem to gain anything. All in time. There we go, we've got Martin back.
Highly
So we have a
recommended,
confirmation Mihai is ready to
Highly
go.
recommended.
Alright, we're all good. We're all good.
Martin's just having his energy fuel to keep him going.
Nice, quick oil change.
Right, guys, so good luck. Hope you all have fun. Hope you have a lovely clean race. And we'll see you at the end of the track. Muted I am.
So here we are, the whole season comes down to this.
I got a fart, bro.
What all began just as racing with friends on Rachel's
farted.
GT Racing. And this is what it all comes down to. Setting up a
You
championship
squid, yeah.
just for a laugh, just to keep score. And now all of a sudden, I'm sitting here without a voice, unbelievably excited for this final race of the season. And I'm sure everyone else is as well. As we sit here for the final time of the season on the grid, Capitan Jinx with the lights flashing. Capitan Jinx is excited, as am I. We've got 3, 4, 5 lights. And his lights out and the race is on. That was a long hold from the lights there, but now they're all getting away clean from the line. It looks like Lucas is just moving across. He's got a good start. Old man Stu looking down the inside. Old man Stu looking down the inside. Old man Stu, he's come across. He's made contact, but he's got that first position. And Barry slips in behind. Oh my word, what a move on the first corner there, coming through, taking the space, and then we'll look behind. We'll get Jeffrey up the inside, Richard 1072, and he's got to look clean because he's got Lucas right in his slipstream as well. And looking at all of this happening in front of him is Will Cope, 1/10 behind, who is getting tempted to go down the inside. And Eddie Catflap goes down the inside. He's just got a bit of a cross, and it's absolute carnage. And I don't think it's anyone's fault. It's just everyone is side by side going into this. Mihai dropping back. James GT keeping that position, which he's got Kobe coming up now. Will Cope, and in front of him, he can see Lucas pushing them the back of Jeffrey, who's going down the inside of Richard 1072, who's left in the space, but Richard 1072 is hanging out around the outside. Lucas is looking for an opportunity, and Lucas is doing contact there, but he's just backed out of the power, letting Jeffrey keep that position, but Jeffrey's not taking his foot off the power. He's taking advantage of that, and Richard 1072 now sandwiched between Jeffrey and Lucas. What a start that is. Capitan Jinx as well now. He's 7/10 behind Barrier, who settled in. He's nearly second behind Old Man Stu. And as we said at the start, welcome back to the RGTR League, Old Man Stu. And at the end of the first lap, he's sitting in first place. Well played, mate. And then looking back, so Capitan Jinx obviously looking to go a bit longer in the race. Capitan Jinx on hard tyres opposed to Barry and Old Man Stu on the mediums. Jeffrey behind also on the mediums. Grenster has made progress. He is up in the 5th place already on the hard tyre. So whatever Grenster did between qualifying and the race, he fixed that setup, and now all of a sudden he's back in the position we expect him to be in. But Richard 1072 is sticking with him. Richard 1072 not letting him get away, and just behind him there, Lucas and Will Cope 10th behind him, all followed by Kobe. So going in to turn 4, there is 4 cars, 2 of them are side by side. Lucas goes a bit wide. Richard 1072 keeps the position. Lucas losing that a little bit, but manages to keep it there, keep the position. Will Cope the same, and we've got Kobe. And watching this all unfold in front of her is James GT, just biding her time and waiting for an opportunity. There are 4 cars ahead of her who can all change position in the blink of an eye, and Jade's waiting for that opportunity, and she's staying close, but she's got to have eyes in her mirrors because Mihai is right behind her, pushing up, and behind it all, after a mishap at the start, 12th position Eddie Catflap, but where the cars are positioned and the way this race has started, being in 12th position means nothing, because if Eddie Catflap was 3 seconds up the road, he's in 6th place. Like, it's absolutely, you can throw a blanket over. Oh my word, going into turn 12, we've got Mihai. Mihai's spun off. Mihai's gone off the track. That gives Eddie Catflap the opportunity. Eddie Catflap now sitting in the slipstream of the 3 cars in front of him. Kobe, bumper to bumper with GT, who's right behind Lucas, and it looks like Lucas is going to pull out the right. He's going to just make sure he's taking the line.
Which is sauce.
Not
We
going
need
to
the
defend the
Jaws
side,
thing.
but that does leave one for GT, who's getting a bit of a nudge, who's getting a bit of a push from Kobe, who's gone round the outside, and he's gone, but Jay's held the line on the inside. Jay's left space for him, and as it comes round, and Jay's very, very back over there, kept it well. Really good defence going into the first part of the set of races. But now we've got Lucas, who's 7/10 clear. He's really taking advantage of that up front. You can see Will Copeland's only half a second behind Richard 10.72, who just set his fastest second that time by almost a 10th. So Richard 10.72 settling into this race very well. He's currently 8th in the sprint with 7.
Okay.
I'm so excited to remember. But now, right in 6th place, and he does not look out of his depth at all. He has really proved himself this league. He's gone leaps and bounds, and now he deserves every bit the praise he gets when battling with the drivers around him. But speaking of that, Will Cope is another one the same. Absolutely unbelievable. He's gone around the outside there, and now Lucas driving. There's been contact, and Richard managed to hold it together. He got knocked to the side, and Lucas is waiting to the side there. Lucas acknowledges that he actually made contact, and unbelievable car control from Richard 10.72. Not to completely lose it and go off the track there. With the nudge, he managed to hold it together. He managed it, and now he's managed to get the position back, not only from Eddie Catflap, but from James GT. And Richard 10.72 goes from almost being wiped out to run past 2 people. And now he's back in it. But he's got his main rival, James GT, less than half a second behind, going up the pit straight. They're both on medium tyres. They're both in the same condition. This really is Eddie Catflap looking up the inside. No, he thinks better of it. Oh my word, I nearly had a heart attack. Lucas coming around now. Lucas looks like he's trying to stay on the outside, but Eddie Catflap positioned his car well. But now Eddie Catflap can see ahead of him. Richard 10.72 doing unbelievably to keep his car where it is, because James GT is threatening the whole time. And James GT is giving Eddie Catflap a squeeze, but he's not moving. But Lucas is now coming up behind him. James GT just covered that up. But Eddie Catflap's going around the outside of turn 4, and he's just managed to hold it together, and he just got off. But that gives Lucas the opportunity to come through, squeezing through behind, and he's stuck into the slipstream of James GT. This is unbelievable, because if we now jump 2-3 spaces ahead, we've got Will Cope on the run, taking the position off Kobe. What battle that they are having, the more they battle, the more Richard 10.72 is reeling this chain. The more Richard 10.72 is getting closer and closer. Now looking up at the front of the grid, Barry Kobe with the fastest lap time of a 1:33.5, and he's less than a second behind our race leader at the moment, which is Old Man Stu. So he's going to be looking to get his slipstream here. He's probably not going to beat him in the T1, but he's going to be close enough for Old Man Stu to have to think about where he's going. Grandstand now 5th position, second behind Capitan James, coming past the pit lane. So it's a solid start from him, as we thought it would be. He's just had his fastest lap 10 minutes, 3 tenths quicker than his previous fastest lap. So now, I was going to say the race started to settle down a little bit now, but 4 tenths behind Lucas is James GT, and as well, James GT just setting her fastest lap of the race as well, so Lucas is really going to have to have his eyes in the mirror. Usually, Lucas is the one that we're looking out for, being the chasing driver, making the moves, getting people to make mistakes, but right now, the shoe's on the other foot, because James GT is pulling in, closing up every time there's a chance for a slipstream, and Jade's just set her fastest first sector as well by 3 tenths. So Lucas is going to be thinking this is crucial, because he's not going to want to lose time to the drivers in front. We've got Richard 10.72, who is now 2 tenths behind Courtney. So the battle between Courtney and Will Cope 101 has played into the hands of Richard 10.72, who just 2 laps ago on this very corner almost spun out and managed to hold it together. And now he's following Courtney through to capture Will Cope. He was a half a second penalty. So it looks like from being spun out and being last to being up to potentially 6th or 7th place within 2 laps, Richard 10.72 is really proven himself here, because he now is sitting behind. He's just done his fastest second time, nearly 4 tenths. He's gone round the outside, but he knows, oh, he's gone wide, but Lucas is just stuck in there with no Wilco's going to slow down. He gives him space on the inside, and as a result of that, Richard 1072 now gets past Wilco, but Lucas, I was talking about having Chase GT in his mirror and looking out for Lucas being the one making the moves, and who comes flying past making a move? TCR Lucas, who just puts in his fastest lap time there as well, so he's absolutely flying. Just got a little bit deeper there, but he's got it. Richard 1072 will stick to him every bit of the way, and he knows that Lucas can help pull him forward, because Wilco 101 behind, half a second behind. Jay's GT only half a second behind there as well, but half a second penalty picked up. So Mihai as well. Mihai had that little bit of spin at the back.
Okay.
Ended up being then looking at it. It looks like maybe fresh reviews are being put on. So it looks like an early pit stop for Mihai. Now it's an uphill battle for Mihai, but it's not something we haven't seen from him before. Stand now within 6 tenths of Capitan Jinx. So Capitan Jinx is going to be wanting to push forward. Capitan Jinx and Grenstar both on the hard tyres, so both looking further into the race and looking to bide their time. We know that Grenstar has the ability to do it. We've seen several races. We've seen him extend tyres much further than we thought possible. What is he going to do here? He's sitting behind Capitan Jinx, not doing anything rash down the inside. Doesn't really want to be taking a position too early on this straight, because then he was susceptible to the slipstream and getting beaten back into the first turn. But Capitan Jinx knows that as well, and Capitan Jinx is now sitting right in the slipstream of Grenstar, who's taking the 4th position. There's only a quarter of a second between them. Capitan Jinx not going for the move, staying out wide, he's just going to stick with Grenstar through the centre S's, coming round the curve of Dosal onto the Retta Aposta. We'll see how this battle unfolds ahead. Old Man Stu still out in the lead. Capitan Jinx now. Capitan Jinx 2 tenths behind Grenstar. Down the Retta Aposta, coming towards turn 4, and as they come through, the fastest second time. As coming through turn 4 and turn 5, they see that Dolago, and they come round. This is only the 7th time they do it. There's another 23 after this. And Grenstar really proven why he is the RGTR leading champion so far, up to 4th place already, and him and Capitan Jinx together, they are the only drivers up there on the hard tyre, so it's not going to be long before we see Old Man Stu, Barry and Jeffrey starting to lose control a little bit because of the tyres, but then we'll go back, we'll see Grenstar have a little bit of a wobble, and Capitan Jinx did the same behind, so those hard tyres aren't the best tyres to be on, but over the long term, they are going to work out fast every race. But now we've got Lucas going down the inside of Kobe, he's going down the inside of Kobe on turn around the hairpin, and Kobe's trying to hold it together, but Lucas again, he's always dangerous coming from behind, and knows if he's got his nose there, his axles alongside, he's entitled to the space, and believe me, he will take it. But then Kobe coming back, just made contact there, but he's let him out of the space. He does have a penalty that he'll be serving anyway. And unfortunately, it looks like James GT has dropped out. Unfortunately, what a connection with James GT. It's never ever the way you would want to celebrate. It's never something you want to be happy about. But that means that rivalry, that battle is going to end with Richard 1072 on top. It would have been great to see it play out on the track. It would have been great to see it go all of the way. Either one of them would have been greatly deserved, but now Richard 1072 can concentrate on his own race. He doesn't have to worry about being 1 point behind or ahead. He can now focus on his race. And I'm sure, just like everyone else, he would much rather GT stay in this race. But it will take a little bit of weight off, knowing that that's the case. Now, speaking of someone who needs to take a little bit of weight off, we've got Eddie Catflap now, looking up the inside of Wilco, coming into turn 6 and 7, goes down the inside, he makes the move stick, but Wilco hanging around the outside. There with Eddie Catflap going around, parking on the apex, unbelievable position, very well played by Eddie Catflap there. But we still have Capitan Jinx with their fastest second sector time, and right on the tail of Grenstar, coming up around turn 14 and 15, onto the pit straight heading towards the centre S's. and Capitan Jinx less than half a second behind Grenster. And this is a battle that is going to be raging for a while. Both on hard tyres. Neither are going to be pitting anytime soon, so we are just going to see. I was going to say position change after position, but I don't think it will be. I think it's going to be very sensible. I think both drivers being strategic, biding the time, waiting for an opportunity to develop rather than trying to force one. And that's the difference in levels. Some drivers make overtakes, some drivers wait till you give them the position, and it's a hard task to do, but it works. He's going a little bit deep there, he's going over the curb. Eddie Catflap though gets that power down. He's right up in behind Kobe now. Eddie Catflap now less than 3/10 behind Kobe as they come round turn 5. Heading towards turn 6 and 7. The curve at Dula Haranyan. It's got to be tight. Kobe's defending the inside line well. Eddie Catflap just giving him that space. Knowing it might not work going around the outside there. If you get that wrong, Eddie Catflap as well biding his time. One thing as well, Eddie Catflap going for the move, but Kobe diving across there. Kobe knows as well though, with his soft tyres starting to drain, he won't have long left before he has to come into the pit. Eddie Catflap on the mediums has life in those tyres, so it's going to be a case of Eddie Catflap biding his time, waiting for the opportunity, because Kobe with those tyres is going to start losing traction and is going to end up coming into the pits before long. But also on the mediums, Will Cope 101 just popping up on the scene there. The majority of the field is starting to see cars spread out a little bit, starting to develop a bit of space, except when we move all the way up to the first and second place, because Barrier is half a second behind Old Man Stu. All coming through now, so they're coming up all turn in. It's the tight right hander leading into that turn 9. Barrier taking as much off that corner as he can. Both on medium tyres, so they're both staying out for a while yet. 9 seconds clear of Jeffrey at the moment. So the battle is Old Man Stu, Barrier. We have a pole sitter and Old Man Stu been missing for a couple of weeks, and the first thing he does on the final race of the season is take the first place on the first corner. Absolutely, it was hard racing, shoulder to shoulder, but he got through there, and Barrier has not let him go since. We are now 10 laps later, and Barrier's less than a second behind as they come up through turn 14, through turn 15, onto the pit straight. And this, again, is a battle that will last because they're both on the medium tyres. It's not going to be a case of strategy. It's not going to be a case of whose tyres are what. They're both on the mediums. They're both battling for the first place. And this is every bit as good as I thought it would be. Because moving back now, Capitan Jinx still on the trail of Grenster. He's a second behind now, with them both being on the hard tyres. I think they both know there's no need to push, there's no need to press too hard right now. The position that they're in stands them in good stead for the rest of the race. Eddie Catflap though, Eddie Catflap 1/10 behind Kobe going into the first corner. Kobe takes the inside line. Eddie Catflap going a little bit wide. Eddie Catflap just biding his time. Wants to get a really good exit coming out of the centre Essen, round the curve of the Sol. So on the record across there, he stands himself good stead to get into turn 4 and 5. Well ahead. Kobe now looking towards moving on the inside line, so Kobe has defended the inside line. Eddie Catflap goes back to the outside. Is he going to go around the outside, or is he going to back it off? He's back off, he's let Kobe, but he's still hanging around there. Kobe's left him the space, and Eddie Catflap hung around the outside, and he's actually took the position. Eddie Catflap goes around the outside of turn 4 and 5, the Yasina Dolago, and as he comes up towards turn 6 and 7, he now has 3/10 ahead of Kobe, and what a move that was. I thought he was just going to take his time and let him go. Kobe left the space outside as he should, and Eddie Catflap went, thank you very much, and he drove into that space, and now he's looking in his mirrors because Kobe's not letting go. Kobe is 4/10 behind Eddie Catflap now, and this is a battle worth having. Oh, Eddie Catflap jumped in. Eddie Catflap, oh, he heard the commentator and it went to his head, but he's gone back down the inside, he's recovering. Oh my word, Kobe's giving him the space on the inside. Eddie Catflap took it back. This is unbelievable. Going now into turn 12. as they come round, Kobe now has the advantage, sitting in the slipstream 1-2 behind Eddie Catflap. So what can happen here? Who's going to be in the first corner first? Because if any mistakes are made, Will Cope's only a second and a half behind, so he'll be there to wrap anything up. But Eddie Catflap now taking his line, but Kobe on the soft tyres has decided to pit now. Very sensible, best thing to do. Just lost position, his tyres were gone, gives Eddie Catflap a little bit of breathing space, and what a move that was from Eddie Catflap to go around the outside, to then go deep into turn 8, but to bring it back down the inside of turn 9. Absolute, unbelievable racecraft. Well done, Eddie Catflap.
Right, that's him out of the way.
Now again, like the front, starting to spread out a little bit. Old Man Stu with a 1.5 second gap in front. Barry staying within these, no, but 10 seconds behind Old Man Stu and Barry. We've got Jeffrey, who is just over a second ahead of Grenster, who is second ahead of Capitan Jinx. And then there's an 11-second gap to Lucas. 7 seconds to man of the moment, Eddie Catflap, who's 3 seconds ahead of Will Cope. And we've got Richard 10.72 behind there, close. Need High 7 seconds behind, and it's Kobe at the back, haven't just pitted, but now we do see Old Man Stu coming in. We've got Old Man Stu coming in to change his medium tyres now. Be interesting to see what tyres is going on, because it does look like there's still life left in those tyres. So we'll keep an eye on that. We've got Jeffrey coming in as well. Jeffrey, and that's one of the things with the tyre degradation around Interlagos, that front right tyre. The front left and the back tyres could be great, but that front right is different, kettle of fish altogether. So now, given that they're in the pits, that means Lucas now inherits fourth. Well, he doesn't actually, because it's going to be neck and neck coming out of the pit lane, but I would like to think he's going to be out there before Old Man Stu. But he is going to come out of the pits neck and neck, so he takes that fourth place. Old Man Stu has got fresh mediums on, so he's gone with another stint of mediums. And that could be a great strategy, keeping the mediums fresh, keeping them extended, not wasting time on the softs, not going long enough on the hard. Thinking ahead is Old Man Stu. Great to have him back in the race, and it just adds to the excitement. Whereas now, well, as a result of that, we've got Barrier out in front, 12 seconds clear of Grenster, who's in second place. Capitan James just behind, but we have Old Man Stu pushing right on the tail of Lucas. Both on the medium tyres, well, Lucas being on those medium tyres 13 laps now, he knows Old Man Stu is on his out lap on those fresh mediums. So by the end of this lap, when the tyres are warmed up, they'll be race ready. He's sliding a little bit at the minute, but that's only going to put heat into those tyres. So Lucas knows when it comes up to turn 1, it's going to be very difficult, because Old Man Stu is a trickery old man. There's something else there. So now sitting in the slipstream of Lucas, just less than half a second behind now. So what's going to happen here? Those fresh tyres aren't going to make a difference on the straight, but coming into the braking zone, coming into that first turn, Lucas's front right isn't what it used to be. So Old Man Stu sitting behind Lucas, trail braking, coming into that corner early, just to make sure that there wasn't any move being made, even though he was not going to be done. But Lucas now, Old Man Stu taking it very carefully through there, making sure he gets a good run out of there with traction. Lucas coming across, defending the inside line early. He's made his intention very clear, and Old Man Stu knows that's not a battle worth fighting. Lucas late on the brake, and Lucas sits on the apex and does that brilliantly. That's excellent defending there from Lucas. Knew he just had enough space, knew he was entitled to that line, and unbelievable. And it was unfortunate for Old Man Stu, because he did just back out, realising that the line was compromised.
Lucas back away.
Just went over, and it may be down to the tyres not quite being warm enough just yet, but he's gone down the inside. He's gone down the inside of turn 8, and Lucas respectful enough to give him that space. Lucas now going to try and hang around the outside. Lucas coming back at him again through turn 9. And it is just switching back and forward. Yeah, what an unbelievable battle it is between Lucas and Old Man Stu. And now as they come round turn 10, as they come to Mergulio number 11, it's coming round. Lucas isn't going to have to do anything daft here, because he knows Old Man Stu has that half a second penalty, so he knows coming into this corner he's going to have the run. And unfortunately for Old Man Stu, he also knows that this penalty line is in one of the most ridiculous positions any penalty line could be, because that just kills the speed for the straight all the way up. So he's not going to catch that far up, but it means that Lucas takes that position with ease. But Old Man Stu now gets the 6. in that slipstream, which prevents Eddie Catflap from getting too close, giving the back of the back end was but now Lucas going through the centres. Now Old Man Stew's tyres are up to scratch. Now they're on fire. Now they are starting to work. Now Old Man Stew has the advantage, and he's going to be pressing the issue because he knows that Lucas knows that his tyres are in better condition, and you can see that straight away. Early on, Lucas going defensive. He's got these thoughts in his mind. You can see Old Man Stew behind, but he knows Old Man Stew's got the traction, he's got the grip, and he's got Lucas. He's got Lucas on the rails now. Lucas really starting to defend. He's took that inside line very early. He's doing everything he can to make sure that he doesn't lose this position. But Old Man Stew's going around the outside of 6 and 7. Lucas has held his line though. Lucas is keeping on the inside and the side by side, coming into turn 8. And Lucas. And Old Man Stew just losing out there, but he's held it together, and he's just come across there now, and there is nothing between them. You can put a cigarette paper between the bumpers. This is unbelievable. And now Old Man Stew sticking right to Lucas, who's gone down the inside as well. Old Man Stew's gone down the inside on turn 10 as they come around. What unbelievable racing. But he's just had a bit of a bump, and he's let Lucas come back through there. Very fair indeed. Both unbelievable racers, both with fantastic etiquette, both respecting each other as much as they want to beat each other. And now you see Lucas flashing the hands. That's just as an acknowledgement there. And as he comes up, but Old Man Stew is right in. It looks like Lucas is going to be coming into the pits now. So Lucas going to get those mediums on. I think he's realised the benefits that they're giving to Old Man Stew, and the ability Old Man Stew had to hang out on the inside and still cut to the inside. Those are the tyres to be on. Eddie Catflap the same. He's coming in off his medium. What tyres is Eddie Catflap going to be changing to? Is he going to put intermediates on? He might do. Let's look very closely.
Cheeky
Starting with
bastard.
Jeffrey, going past them two in the pits. So as it comes up, Jeffrey sets his fastest lap time to this so far. Only 3/10 slower than the fastest lap altogether. And that boosts him up, and he inherits 5th place now because of the pit stop. Up in the lead, 14 seconds clear. We have our pole sitter, Barrier. But
without medium to get the lead.
are starting to play just a little bit. Whereas coming behind him, he's 14 seconds behind. However, Leinster on the hard tyres has a lot more life in them yet. So Barrier looking after their medium very well. Not too much of a difference in tyre weight.
He's got a pit again now.
So now Richard 1072 just goes wide, lets Lucas go down the inside. The tyres starting away now, so he's going to be thinking about what he's going to do. He knows Lucas in front has fresh mediums on, but so for this lap it's going to be quite cold, but they are fresh. So maybe Richard 1072 here is going to try to sit in behind Lucas, try to just follow his racing line, get that slipstream, and just keep himself up the pace until he decides to dive into the pits. Because it does have Mihai right behind him, less than a second. Mihai also on the mediums, also won, but he hasn't had them on the whole race, so he's got a lot more life in them than what Richard 1072 has. But now you can see Lucas starting to pull away and starting to extend the gap there, and that's because his mediums are fresh. Yeah, like we saw Richard 1072 peeling into the pits there, getting those tyres off. Isn't going to go. The mediums have lasted 16 laps, so is he going to risk putting the hards on and trying to stretch them all the way? I think it would be a tall order. But to go into mediums again, obviously would then require a second change. You have to do 2 tyre compounds, so it's interesting to see how it comes out. I know that Richard 1072 Racing does have his issuing going on, and he does have some good racing engineers in that stream with him as well. So I think it's going to be interesting to see what his team strategy is. But ultimately, it comes down to his ability on track, and there's nobody else who can do that. It's all about him and his racing skills, and he's done very well so far. Good qualifying time, good sprint races, and I'm sure he will be disappointed and upset about JSGT having to back out of this, because I know the type of person he is. He would want to battle that out on track. He won't feel right knowing that he's finished ahead of JSGT when JSGT wasn't in the race. But there's nothing Richard 1072 can do about that, and he's just got to take advantage of everything else that's happening in the race. see if he can't get himself a few points to not only finish above JHGT, but to finish above the drivers around him as well. Very close at the minute. With the points and the way they are after the sprint race, with Ridger 1072 getting that point in the sprint race, that does put him only 5 points behind Kobe in the lead. So if he was to finish a couple of places ahead of Kobe, he would step over Kobe and go to a higher place in the lead. So now his battle could be with Kobe. If Ridger 1072 can finish this race 2 or 3 spaces ahead of Kobe, he stands good instead of getting up that little bit higher in the lead. Then that also means he would be within touching distance of Wilco 101. So there is real potential for Ridger 1072 to push further on and gain a few places. But that means those drivers ahead of him, they've got to be aware of that as well. No one is safe at this point. Can't be against that. So now Wilco 101 pushing on the tail of Lucas 101. Medium tyres starting to fall apart now. Lucas, really fresh medium tyres. Really is proving himself again, but all the way through now, the gaps are starting to spread apart from the gap between Capitan Jinx and Old Man Stu. It's less than a second now. Capitan Jinx still rocking those hard tyres, run from the start, looking after them well. Old Man Stu, pretty fresh mediums. Old Man Stu currently with the fastest lap of the race as well, a 1:30.09. So really putting himself in with a shot here, climbing right back up all the places that he unfortunately lost in his absence. So it's going to be very close, very exciting at the end of it.
Warmed up now, tyres are warmed up.
And yeah, everyone's settling into the race now. Just like in their own race, having a little gap between breakers for the first time in 19 laps. I think it could take 30 miles on this guy. Mihai now within a second of World Cup 101 though. As they're coming through now, turn 9, ready to go to the tight hairpin. That is Vito Di Pato, turn 10. Mihai's going to be one sticking with Wilco. They're both on more mediums, but Mihai, much better condition as he hasn't had them on quite as long. And to go back earlier to the pit stop point, that Eddie Catflap has come out in pits on hard tyres. So is Eddie Catflap trying to get to the end here? Is he going to go for the last 5 laps on the softs and go for the fastest lap of the race? But no, he's got it in him. Kobe down to the second penalty. So he's going to be serving that as he comes up through turn 14 now. Right now, we have sitting in the lead on hard tyres, 10 seconds clear of Old Man Stu. We've said it before, we'll say it again. P1 currently occupied by P1 of Grindster. Old Man Stu second place, doing very, very well. Had the mediums on for a bit now, but they're still keeping very good. He's got nearly 4 seconds ahead of Capitan Jinx. Capitan Jinx on the hard tyre, they're starting away. So it'll be interesting to see whether it's Capitan Jinx or Grindster who blinks first and goes into the pits. Barrier now as well. Barrier on fresh hard tyres after his pit stop. Is Barrier going to the end now as well? We're halfway through the race and he got that far on mediums, I believe. So if he can do that, it looks like this could be a one-stop strategy for quite a few drivers throughout the grid here as we reach the halfway point of the final RGTR League race of the season. Wilco now only 6 tenths behind Mihai, but has picked for 1 second penalty, and that will be served in just 3 corners time. So Mihai is going to be happy about that. Also knows that Wilco behind does have worn out tyres, and in this situation with the penalty line being just before the pits, if you have a penalty and you need to pit, it's great pitting straight after the penalty line because it saves you a lot more time. If anything, it helps you by slowing down in the pits and then you go across the line. man still sitting with the fastest tyre at 133. That's on the medium tyres. Do that on medium. Very good indeed. Will Court now coming into the pits. 15, running out. Which gives Court the opportunity to take the position back. Now Court up in 9th place.
134.6 on that. That's not bad for me.
Just coming into his pit box now. That means Richard 10.72 will surpass him. He too will be back in the P10. There are drivers in front of him that still haven't pitted, so there is plenty of time for Richard 10.72 to get himself back up into this race. He might be in 10th position at the minute, but when pit stops are all said and done, he could be looking a lot further up the grid. Mihai, his medium tyres are starting to wear just a little bit. We know Mihai has the ability to look after those tyres as well as carve his way through the field. So no matter what happens here halfway through the race, still a lot to see, and there's still a lot of time for these drivers to prove themselves. There's a lot of time for these drivers to really make a mark, go out with a bang, and to make sure everyone remembers their name at the end of the season. And what a season it's been. Every single driver has been fantastic. It would be almost impossible to pick a driver of the season. It's been almost impossible to pick a driver of the day week by week, let alone over the Gold Coast. So what an absolute finale this is. And to be where we are, with the support of everyone on YouTube, everyone who's subscribed, everyone who's liked, everyone who streams Eddie Catflap-racing, he's got his stream going, he's bringing eyes in. We've got Richard 10.72, he's got a really good stream, he's a massive follower, he's bringing eyes in. Everyone who's looking, of course, Rachel GT Racing has set up for hosting this fantastic event, and everything come together, and it's been absolutely wonderful. So if there's anyone out there who hasn't liked, who hasn't subscribed, what are you doing, guys? Get involved. This is racing, and it's unbelievable. As Mihai sets his fastest first second time by 200ths of a second.
Steady on, sir.
Now old man Stu with the 1 second penalty. Capitan Jinx just coming around turn 12, coming up through the back straight. Does have 6 seconds across the run. Capitan Jinx hot tires are starting to look a bit old now, but so are Grenstad, he's still out there. Grenstad's still hanging out on them tires, as Capitan Jinx will continue to do. Stretch hard, but he goes into turn 1 there. A little bit of a drift coming around, keeps control as well. But I think with the driver starting to spread out, with the action, just come to a bit of a low, just to the midpoint of the race. Great time for now. A quick word with Rachel herself. So Rachel, it's been amazing, like so far this season. Did you think at any point that it was going to become this?
Nowhere near.
It's been unbelievable, hasn't it?
It sure has. Amazing drivers taking place, and yourself for doing all the races and organising everything has just been absolutely astonishing.
I appreciate it. It's just a wonderful team effort, and everyone's come together. Those who needed support throughout the season have got it. Those who needed help have got it, and those who couldn't be caught haven't been caught.
Yeah, can't wait for the next one.
I know it's
2 weeks break, and then we'll soon maybe be back.
Definitely, 100%, because if this season's anything we go by, it's going to be more than just a second. It's been absolutely unbelievable, start to finish, back to the grid, to the front of the grid. And now Barry R within 2 seconds of Capitan Jinx, coming through the center at the start. So he's going to be looking to get a bit closer, because he knows those tyres are fresh, and Capitan Jinx hard tyres have been on this whole race so far. So he gets 24 laps out of these hard tyres. Very good achievement. However, there's still life in them yet, so it'll be interesting to see how far they can stretch. Well, with Grenster has been...
You've reprobate behaviour yourself to chaps.
Who's coming through that middle sector.
I did actually consider putting that
Now, being lap by
Six
Brenster.
to talk, big on.
Wilco's going to be looking similar stiff to you and Brenster. Not a
I thought they were you lot just
Brenster, pull him along and improve his own.
abusing me.
Oh, and I'm not sure what happened. Whatever the yellow flag was, it's reset. Richard 1072. Who's now
driving masterclass.
That space to get through, but unfortunately, he has to go on the grass and Wilco goes through.
Just
Oh,
ruined the
no, I
atmos.
don't know what happened, and I would love to see it, but all of a sudden, yellow flags are flipped through. Boom, Richard 1072 just appears in the middle of the track. Must have been reset for something.
Jamie's just said, I just warned Richard he'd have to start working out his own pit strategy if I sign up for the next season, laugh out loud.
Well, yeah, he will, because the school is involved in giving them pit strategies. You know they're not going to be the right ones. Yeah, so everyone's settling in now, but still, other than that, Barrier very close to Capitan Jinx. Barry with his fresh hard tyres, he's going to be seeing that through to the end. Capitan Jinx, his front right is starting to squeal a little bit. It's becoming difficult for him, but he's a very good driver and he's holding it together well. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of defence he puts up against Barrier. If Barrier is going to be pushing it, he's left the inside open, he hasn't defended too hard with that. Barrier taking the inside line, but Capitan Jinx is holding it round the outside of turn 5. And as they come in, he's going to have the inside line coming into turn 6 and 7 into Ferradura. But now, and he's gone on the outside, yes, Barrier pushed it, but he's gone a little bit wide. Capitan Jinx held the inside line, holds the position, but now Barrier's coming back at him as they come through turn 10, as they come through Vico Di Cato, they come round to turn 11. Coming round, it sweeps right round here, and it's difficult to get the power on earlier when you do the track levels out, so you just lose that little bit of downflow. The wheels start to spin that little bit, you've got to be really careful, but both drivers have. Oh, the Capitan Jinx just with a little bit of a wobble, they're just losing it, but holding it together well enough. Now, he does have Barrier right behind him with his fresh tyres. Is this an opportunity now for Capitan Jinx to dive into the pits, put on some fresh tyres and make a real advantage of it? Or is he going to try to keep Barrier behind? Is he going to keep Barrier in the race and make sure that he slows him down enough so that when he does come out of the pits, and it looks like he's going and he fakes it and he stays out, but he's now defending the inside line as he comes across. Barrier looks like he's just waiting for him to pull out, but he hasn't. And there we go, Capitan Jinx just pulling out, but he left the space there, so Barrier gave him that chance, and it's excellent racing from those two coming through the centre exit. Capitan Jinx now not putting too much of a fight up. Barrier flashing the hazards just in that acknowledgement there. Capitan Jinx right on the heels of Barry. Barrier taking the inside line, very defensive. Capitan Jinx, nothing's going to let him through. Capitan Jinx, no, Capitan Jinx is going on the outside. Barrier's lost it. Barrier has spun. Barrier has spun out between 4 and 5 and he's facing the wrong way. And that gives Capitan Jinx clean air to drive into. But that gives Jeffrey an opportunity here. Jeffrey knows if he can just hold it together. Now Barrier is only one corner ahead of him. And Barrier has front damage his bumper and his wheels from hitting the barrier. So he's going to be going slow. And now Jeffrey
Oh no, Barrier.
But now there's a chance. There's a chance now to catch up to Barry. Barrier is on the hard tyres. He's not going to be pitting again. So he's now going to have to do everything he can to keep composure. But Capitan Jinx holding it on the outside with that front right tyre being almost dead. Absolutely unbelievable car control from Capitan Jinx. Old man Stu Beale into the pits now. He's got a 1 second penalty for something, I'm not sure what it was, but his big team coming out now. I believe Old man Stu has done 2 stints on the mediums. I think it's too far for me to be going on the softs. Is he going to be going on the hards? We shall see. But now Barrier, so unfortunate because he held the inside line so well, he made the move. Just lost the back end there, but we know that Barrier's got enough, he's got enough composure to not let that affect the rest of his race. He's going to just get his head back on his shoulders and just keep chipping away at the lead ahead of him. Capitan Jinx just over 8 seconds ahead of him now, but Capitan Jinx nearly losing himself going around turn 4. The tyres are starting to disappear off Capitan Jinx's car now. It is almost running on the rim, but Brenster in a similar boat, only in the front. Most of his tyres look alright, but that front right, it's taken all the weight, and that's what happens at this track. The front right tyre takes all the weight, takes all the blame. Mihai now coming out of the pits. It's fresh mediums from Mihai, so Mihai looking to finish out the last 13 laps of the race on medium tyre. And looking now, Richard 1072. Richard 1072 coming down the inside, coming into the back straight. Richard 1072 takes the inside and he's got past Wilco 101. And now Wilco sitting in the slipstream. What's going to happen coming into T1? And it looks like he's gone down the inside. And Wilco's gone down the inside, but he's gone far too deep. And Richard 1072 now has the chance to just glide around the CLSs and keep that position. That is very unfortunate there. For having that spin, for having gone too deep, but holds it together well, and those hard tyres haven't been damaged. There's no damage in the bumper or anything, so it looks good. But Richard 1072, after that inside move, coming through turn 14 and 13, excellent move from him again. Richard 1072 now looking to make his way, looking to press forward and see if he can get a few more positions before the night is through. Mihai's got himself a 3-second pit lane penalty, so that again really takes its toll, because as you come round, not only is it the beginning of a straight, it's uphill, you need to drop gears through the penalty in 3 seconds. It's not going to give Richard 1072 a chance to catch up, but it's going to give Richard 1072 a chance to take advantage of any mistakes that Mihai now might make. As Grant rounds June Showers, he rounds turn 12. Coming up through turn 13 in the uphill, and he's coming round. Is he going to pass the pit lane? Is he coming into the pits now? And he's passing it. He's staying out on those hard tyres. He has a 20-second buffer, and his tyres are only slightly better condition than what Capitan Jinx's are. Capitan Jinx now with a 5-second buffer over Barrio after Barrio's fortunate spin. Capitan Jinx now coming round turn 13, up towards Sovita de Boxes, which is turn 14. Is Capitan Jinx coming in? No, Capitan Jinx is staying out as well. So, if I had to guess, in my completely uneducated opinion, I think Grenster and Capitan Jinx are pushing these tyres far enough to come out on soft tyres. I think Capitan Jinx and Grenster are going to be driving on their rims. They're going to come out on soft, and I can see the final few laps of this race being anyone's to win. Unbelievable. But I've been wrong on strategy calls before, so don't take my word for it. But I think so. But now we've got Lucas. After old man Stu pitted and was on fresh hard tyres for the rest of the race, only half a second behind him now is Lucas on the medium tyre, so coming down the rest of Aposta. And now as they come down turn 4, the Desida do Lago, it's really close here as well, battles throughout the field. So looking at Lucas maybe running these mediums till the end of the race. I'm not sure what tyre he started on or what tyre he's been on, but these mediums have some life in them. If not, it means a good fast stint on the soft tyres come the end of the race. But old man Stu, fresh hard, there is no question about whether he's going to the end of the race or not. He is not leaving this track now unless someone like hits him and spins out or something. It's really unfortunate, but like, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. And old man Stu's just going to stay off, keep himself composed. What a reintroduction to the league it's been from old man Stu. Having this 2 weeks racing to bring it back to then the performance he had in the sprint race, taking first place on the first corner. It's like just letting people know may as well have never been gone. What a performance so far from old man Stu, who is slowly increasing the gap over Lewis behind him.
Jeffrey on the softest reeling you.
Lucas still sticking to the tail of old man Stu. The gap hasn't got any bigger than 1.3 seconds. So he's sticking with him. He knows that old man Stu's on fresh tyres, but he also knows the hard tyres. And Lucas tyres On that one, he's had some time on them, but he still has enough life in him for them to be an advantage over Stu if he can hold his nerve, and if he can do everything he knows that he can. Old man Stu take the line around there on the power, very cleanly, making sure he didn't make any mistake. Yet another clinical performance from old man Stu. But when you speak about clinical, surgical precision, it's the surgeon himself up in the first place. Yet again, P1 Grenster, so far shown everyone just why he is the RGTR League champion and why he deserves to have his name at the top of that list. But the race is not over yet. His tyres are starting to disappear. He's going to have to pit soon. How long does he leave it? Once he's on those soft tyres, you can see obviously with Jeffrey currently with the fastest lap, a 132.9. But at this point, when it comes to the last 5 laps of the race, fuel tanks are almost empty. Drivers are coming out on soft tyres, and all of a sudden you'll see lap time after lap time getting beaten. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's Grenster and Capitan Jinx who are the ones doing that. After they bided their time so well, they're still on the hard tyres after 31 laps around the sunny Interlagos. Very, very impressive. Barrier as well, his hard tyres are going to more than last till the end. So after this, with 9 laps to go, Barrier is going to be wanting to make moves because he knows Capitan Jinx and Grenster after pit. He doesn't, and he can see them now. He can see them in front of him. As you can see, Richard 1072 ahead of him, and then is Capitan Jinx. There he is, and Grenster's coming to the pits now, so lap 31. Grenster's coming to take the hard tyres off to get the softs on. Now, Barry, behind Richard 1072, can see just in front of him Capitan Jinx. And I would imagine Capitan Jinx is... Oh, Capitan Jinx has gone wide. Capitan Jinx has gone wide on 2 and 14. And he is coming into the pits, though. He is making sure he shouldn't get a penalty. He's got a 1-second penalty for running wide. And now Barrier rolls through. He passes Grenster, who's in the pits. He passes Capitan Jinx, who's in the pits. But now, he's going to be coming out neck and neck with Grenster because Grenster is on the pit exit now. So coming round, they are neck and neck, and they're going to come out together and coming into it on the final stage. Barrier is just ahead and Grenster just behind. Fresh, soft tyres for Grenster and Richard 1072. He's making good progress, but now he found himself between first and second. Oh, this is exciting because Barrier is on hard tyres. Grenster's on fresh, soft. It's going to take 1 lap for these tyres to get up to speed, but when they do, he is going to be flying, and Barrier's more than capable of defending his position. He's more than capable of keeping Grenster behind. It's a battle of nerve now. It's who can hold their own and who can hold their nerve.
I don't know when you went. I've been
even
a
though
bit busy.
it's still an 11-second
My
gap,
hands are
you've got to
full.
remember Old Man Stew in 3rd place. If Grenster or Barrier spin, make it this. Oh, Grenster and Barrier almost coming together. Oh, and they are battling coming through. Turn 11, coming up towards that. He's right behind. They've got Wilcock ahead. Barrier defending the inside line. Coming into turn 12, getting a good run. Grenster's got an excellent run on them soft tyres. Barry's had a bit of a wobble, and Grenster's gone the inside. Grenster takes first position, and that is net first place. They don't need to pit, and now he's got a back marker. Wilcock in front of him, but he's using him for slipstream. So Wilcock's just going to make sure his car's in a predictable position, I should say, so that Grenster knows where he's going to be. And then Grenster now coming down, and Grenster looking down the inside. Wilcock staying wide and doing well to keep them up. But oh, the result, Wilcock's gone wide. Wilcock's got a wheel on the grass, he's gone wide, and that gives Richard 1072 the opportunity to get right on his tail. These two have been close always, and now Richard 1072 in 11th place, only 2 tenths behind Wilcock, coming down the Retta Riposta, and this is going to be a close finish to the race. But as we move forward further through, we still have a battle raging on. It's Grenster out in the lead, but only by 6 tenths because it's Barrier behind him. Old Man Stu only 2 seconds ahead of Lucas. Lucas has been on his mediums a little while, but those medium tyres are still going to be faster than Old Man Stu's hard. So that 3-second gap won't be 3 seconds for long. In fact, it's 2.8 already, 2 tenths in the time it took me to say that, which wasn't very long. Now Barrier, 1.5 seconds behind Grenster. And what a performance this is from Grenster. It looks like he may have played this one to perfection. Yet again, the an unbelievable performance. Having the issues they did with the second problems, not getting a lap time in, not being able to get started, absolutely unbelievable. Then who do you believe is in the front of the pack? P1R Grenster. And now, on these soft tyres, he is absolutely flying. He's got a 2-second buffer, so he's not going to have to worry about, oh, but he's got it already, the fastest lap at 1:32.1. And now that he's got 2.5 seconds behind him, I'm sure we'll find those soft tyres become even more and more valuable to him. He's got them in a window now where they are working to perfection. And if he's just got himself a 1:32.1 with the fuel burning in his car down, I wouldn't be surprised if this one's faster. And the first sector is faster. The first sector is nearly a tenth faster than his last one. So he is on track to beat the fastest lap time, potentially, of the qualifying session, which was held by Barry R, who in second place now is still near 12 seconds ahead of Old Man Stu. So providing there's no mistake, providing he holds it together, looks like this could be where he finishes, which is an unbelievable achievement. And just a reminder to everyone, Barry R was not included in the first 3 races. Barry R came in, race 4, race 5, and now race 6. However, Barry R, with this position, has made it to the top of the league. He has got himself into the top half of the league. Absolutely unbelievable. But speaking of unbelievable, guess who's just set the fastest sector in sector 2? Grenster. As he now comes through turn 12, through 13 and 14, past Subida the boxes, and as he comes round turn 15, slight turn here, what can it be? Is his lap time going to improve? There's something in my mind that says that this is going to be a 1:31.83 tenths of yet again. And now the gap between him and Barry R is over 5 seconds. And this is when it comes down to it. When I said, when it go all the way and then someone's going to come out right at the end on soft to get the fastest lap, wonder who that'll be, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's Grenster. What a race, man. But now Lucas, on his medium tyres, very low on fuel, he's coming in now. So that gives Capitan Jim some breathing space. But now, Jeffrey's on the soft. Still 6 laps left of this race. Is he going to try to ride these out? No, he's coming into the pits. A very sensible move. This is what cause problem. Mihai now. Mihai on medium tyres. No problem with his tyres till the end of this. So as he comes up through turn 14 and 15, he's going to just be looking now. He's got space ahead of him. But Lucas is driving out of the pits now. Lucas is just coming out into the pit exit lane. So as Mihai comes up towards after setting his best lap time, he's going to come round. He's coming through the centre S's now, but you'll be able to see ahead Lucas there, just coming out of the pit lane. So now that means Lucas is going to be a few seconds ahead of Mihai, and Lucas is on fresh, soft tyres. Jeffrey comes out of the pit lane as well. Eddie Catflap looks to his left and sees that he is ahead of Jeffrey, who's coming out of the pit lane. Eddie Catflap on soft tyres. So Eddie Catflap riding in 7th place, and he's a few seconds ahead of Jeffrey right now, which is massive in the league standings. For Eddie Catflap to be ahead of Jeffrey, to score more points, that means he closes that gap a little bit closer. Bearing in mind right now, Jeffrey is 3rd in the league. Eddie Catflap 4th in the league. So this all comes down to these final 5 laps. This whole season has been building up to this very moment, and what a moment it stands to be. Lucas only 3 seconds ahead of Mihai. Lucas on fresh soft though, but we know Mihai has the ability to climb his way back up the grid unbelievably well. So Lucas is going to have to really focus on himself here, not worry about Mihai behind him, and just make sure he's hitting every apex, hitting every racing line, hitting every gear change, and this should be another strong finish from TCR Lucas. What a race. But now Eddie Catflap still will be very much aware that Jeffrey is behind him, less than 2 seconds behind now. Eddie Catflap is looking running low on fuel, should have enough left to go. But his soft tyres are looking good. The only thing that's not looking as good is the fact that Jeffrey's soft tyres behind him are looking even better. So Eddie Catflap, he knows his tyres are almost perfect condition. They are in the window you want them to be at, but unfortunately behind Jeffrey's are just that little bit better. And he's now gained 2 more tenths, 3 tenths. So Eddie Catflap now going down the retro reporter, and he knows that in the slipstream he'll start the game very soon, that Jeffrey will be licking his lips, because if he can reel this in, and Jeffrey just set his fastest first sector time, so Eddie Catflap is going to be looking in his mirrors now, and that might put him up. He needs to focus on himself, but how can you when you've got Jeffrey bearing down your neck, bearing down on pressure soft tyres? Really look at the push. Bearing in mind, Jeffrey has the fastest lap in this race, is less than a 1:33, which is unbelievable, and Eddie Catflap just over 1:33. So if Eddie Catflap and Jeffrey are both doing as fast as they can, Jeffrey's going to continue just creeping down. He's now 1.2 seconds behind Eddie Catflap. He's gained 7 tenths in 2 laps. There are 4 laps left. So if he does that again, if it stays the same, he stands to just hit Catflap to the post by less than half a second if they continue this way. But Eddie Catflap there, pressing it down. Eddie Catflap managed to gain a 10 coming out of that turn 12 to get the traction down, and he is really pushing it now. Eddie Catflap's going to be sitting in his rig, rocking back and forward, trying to get every little bit of momentum he can out of this car, and he does. That rocking has got him an extra 10, but Jeffrey behind him has just set Jeffrey fastest lap by 3 tenths, so he's right there behind him as well. And now Eddie Catflap holding it together through the centre racing, and what a chase this is now, because Jeffrey is less than a second behind Eddie Catflap. They're coming down the Renault Aposta, and he's going to be right on his tail coming into turn 4 and 5, and it's not going to be long before Eddie's going to have to start defending. And Jeffrey's just set the fastest first sector of the race, not of his own race, the whole race. So now Eddie Catflap has what is currently the fastest driver on track, 3 tenths behind him. And Eddie Catflap is doing very well to hold it together. He's still keeping the race in line. He's doing a magnificent job, considering he is now holding back the fastest man on track at the moment. Unbelievable to set a fastest sector time like that when you've got Grenster setting what to 131.6. It's unbelievable. And Jeff just having a little wiggle behind. Again, Eddie and Jeffrey's tyres, one still in good condition, both on a soft tyre, but this is where it matters now. Coming out turn 12, June Sharp coming up, has to go through 13. Eddie Catflap got an excellent run out of there, got traction, but he's only half a second ahead of Jeffrey behind him. And that slipstream's going to be pulling him in, it's going to be reeling him in. Let's see what these lap times are going to be, because Jeffrey does have, if Jeffrey goes faster again, Jeffrey's just put in his own fastest lap of the race so far. Eddie Catflap with his fastest 2 laps ago, and his last lap was only a 10 slower. So Eddie Catflap is absolutely flying here. I'm taking a lot of the shine by talking about how fast Jeffrey is, but the fact that Eddie Catflap is still in front shows just how much Catflap is pushing, and he's just put in his best first sector time as well. So he really is rising to the occasion. They say that you always compete at the level of your competitor, and Eddie Catflap is surrounded by monsters on track, and he is holding his own. He has come on leaps and bounds, and he really is one of the drivers of the season here. And Jeffrey's gone down the inside, and he's taken the position in turn 8. Come to turn 9, Eddie Catflap knows better than to defend too aggressively, but as they come round now, Jeffrey has got the move done. Jeffrey is almost a second, he's by 7 tenths ahead now, so Eddie Catflap knows they've got very similar tyre wear, they're the same tyres. If Eddie Catflap can stay composed, stay close, take advantage of the slipstream, and try not to be affected too much by the dirty air, this could be an absolute photo finish. Well, looking through the grid, now we've got Capitan Jinx, Old Man Stew. Capitan Jinx now within a second of Old Man Stew, so there was one lap left after this, and Capitan Jinx is less than half a second behind Old Man Stew as they come up round 6 and 7. As they come towards turn 8, and Old Man Stew defending the inside line, Capitan Jinx staying wide so he can come back across, getting a good run out of it as they now turn round into turn 9. There's nothing between them. Right now, there is nothing between them. And it is unbelievable. Capitan Jinx's tyres are starting to wear a little bit. They're soft. Old Man Stu's got like his, but they are hard. So coming out of this final corner, it's going to be really interesting to see who gets the better traction and who gets the better run. What a finish to this race it is. As Grandster crosses the line to start the final lap of the RGTR League Season 1. Barrier now 16 seconds behind. Now Barrier, he starts his final lap of the season, but in behind now. Old Man Stu running to the line with Capitan Jinx. So close. Who's going to start the first lap first? I think it was our 10th in it. Coming up to turn 1, coming out towards ZRS's. Old Man Stu defends the inside line. Capitan Jinx stays out wide and kind of cuts back across. He's going to hold the position behind, not going to go around the outside, because he knows getting up the Retta Aposta, he is so close to Old Man Stu right now. He could hold onto his wing. This is unbelievable. Old Man Stu defending the inside line very early, making his intentions very clear. Capitan Jinx now just getting a touch on the grass, but he holds it together, and he's going to tuck in behind, and yet again, neck and neck between Old Man Stu and Capitan Jinx. Unbelievable racing.
Well, I had a laugh.
Old Man Stu coming round now to turn 7, coming up towards turn 8, again defending the inside line, and it's like I said before, Old Man Stu knows what to do. It's not about how to skill, it's about decision making, when to defend, when to attack, when to move, and Old Man Stu is putting on an absolute defensive clinic here. He's got Capitan Jinx all over the back of him on his soft tyres. But as this is happening, crossing the line to win, yet again, in the finale, it's Grandster, first place, Barrier, now coming up, but coming around turn 12, up onto the final straight, we're running neck and neck, and Capitan Jinx is a 10th behind Old Man Stu, and it's a drag race to the line. They're coming round, less than a 10th in it. Old Man Stu, he's looking to stay on the inside line. If Capitan Jinx going around the outside, it looks like Old Man Stu's going to get it, but Capitan Jinx coming out of the slipstream. The cross line, Old Man Stu, third place, Capitan Jinx fourth, 5/100ths of a second in it. That was unbelievable racing, and those two deserve every bit of that there. Unbelievable racing. Now Lucas comes up, round in turn 13 and 14. He's going to take 5th position. Another great drive from him, and what a season it's been from a man who didn't even race in the first one, and he's got himself up there. Unbelievable, well done TCR Lucas, who crosses the line for the last time this season. And just behind there we've got Jeffrey as he comes round. He managed to pull out a 2.5 second gap on Eddie Catflap, who just behind there coming round as well. Eddie Catflap doing good fastest lap, and then Jeffrey 6th position as he crosses the line. Eddie Catflap crosses the line. Richard 1072, Will Cove still in it, but last
Thank you very much,
to cross the line now is Kopi. He's on the final lap. He'll be coming across. It's 8th position for Kopi. But what it all comes down to, yet again,
I am so moist.
Winner of the final RGTR League race of the season is our very own champion, P1 Grandster.
Thank you very much,
top of that race, the battle at the end was Capitan Jinx and Old Man Stu, and I have never seen anything like it. I mentioned at the start how it's a great track, and it's because of that final turn, because of that straight, that you can get such close and exciting finishes, and that's exactly what I was hoping for when I set this race up, because I knew we had drivers on the grid who were capable of that kind of performance, and I have to say that I need to say thank you to every single person taking part.
Thank you very much, Max.
That has just proved why I've done this. It's absolutely, thank you everyone. What a finale.
Such a shame Mihai didn't get to finish. His wheel died on him.
Oh, Niai's wheel died.
But what a race, guys. What a lead Martin has done. All his hard work, all his time.
Tomorrow night.
He has taken out for us all. Or for you all. It's just amazing. Appreciate everything you've done, Martin. And I'm sure all the riders do too.
Thank you very much. I've absolutely loved every second of it. Like, it's unbelievable, and just the way that race ended there. And I think there's a couple of points through it that just typify the season altogether. You know, there's the battle's going on. Very unfortunate to have Jade drop out.
Does get excited, the
And
old commentator, doesn't he?
that was going to be one of the battles of the season on track,
Good old
unfortunately.
Martin.
But coming through, Eddie Catflap did amazing. Kopi, Capitan Jinx,
Right.
right at the end, finishing
It's
second
time to
place.
go.
And I think just about every race so far had that battle to the line with Old Man Stu, and that
And
was one of the
tomorrow
closest. And when I seen them coming out of turn 12,
Tomorrow
that
night we'll go to
the eyes
America.
lit up. I just thought, oh, this is what it's all
let's go
about.
see how many
And
Brazilians I
honestly,
can upset.
But above it all, starting from the back
Oh, right.
and coming out in first place on soft tyres
So,
to set the fastest lap. Who
good
else
night.
but Grenster?
See you all tomorrow.
131.655.
Hasta la
That's
vista.
the flat. Well done,
Now,
Gwenster.
fuck
Again,
off.
the RGTR